Cat, what's up? How you doing, lady? Hope you're feeling all right today. Good to see you, everybody. Johnny Ray, Nightmare, Shannon, it's been a minute. Gonna talk about you today. How are you doing, Cat Art? Enigma, you know I got nothing but love for you. Chip, amazing work. You and that Greg collaboration, man. That's awesome. Good to see everybody. Thank y'all. I think we got a good show coming for you today. We're going to have Bob Not So Ross on. I'm doing good, Chip. Thank you, man. We're going to have Bob Not So Ross on here. I'm going to co-host with Chad. And we're also going to, when we bring Bob up, it's going to be a co-hosted situation. So, hey, Haley Beth, are you able to hear me? My sound check lady is in the house. Haley Beth, thanks for letting me hang out with you this morning. I appreciate it. That was pretty cool. Hanson, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hanson will be in Knoxville, Tennessee, y'all, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And I'm going to get a ticket, and I'm going to go see Hanson and Aaron Hammonds over there. And looking forward to that. There's a couple other people. I think he said that Hadequin's going to be over there, and maybe somebody else that I'm not familiar with. Painting at Tiffany's is in the house. Hey, Painting, how's it going? Stitch Woman, good to see you. Stitch Woman, let me know if you need, what you need on the shirt situation. Just hit me up whenever you and Eve get together. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna go over there and see if my body doesn't fall apart or something. But I'm gonna go over there and see Mr. Hanson. I'm gonna reach out there and see if I can find my buddy Chad Rev Art roaming around. See if we can get him up in here. Hopefully, we will be able to. He is not online yet. It doesn't look like. So we'll ride it out here for a minute. See what happens. Hopefully, he'll get things up and running. What we're going to talk about today is like the show, the Gin Project show, how it got started, why we do it, how we do it, who's involved. So we're gonna do a Spurs. What's up? How you doing? So we're gonna do a whole bunch of thank you Spurs. We're going to do a whole bunch of talking about that today. And then we're going to bring Bob Not So Ross on, who is an amazing story. I'm really excited to have Bob on. He's a good dude. He's done a lot of projects for other people. His story is amazing. So we're gonna have Bob on. From what I could tell, Bob was on most of the day today. So hopefully he'll be good to go. He'll be excited and ready to make it happen. Esme, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Looking forward to my trip with that guy right there. I'm going up to, we're also going to talk about that. I'm going up to Milwaukee, flying up there Saturday morning, and going to go to that event being put on by the Southeastern Autism Society, or how does it go? I got it backwards that time, didn't I? It's the Southeastern Wisconsin Autism Society, or the Autism Society of Southeastern Wisconsin. Sometimes I get those backwards. But at any rate, I'm going to fly up there. Petra, our dear friend, is the featured piece in that event. She has put together a video package of that thing being created, and then of it at the event. She actually went before the board. They had a theme for the event. She went before the board, thank you, SA, and they accepted her piece and then followed up on it, and her piece was is going to be the featured piece of the whole event. So Petra's art is going to instantly be worth a whole lot more. There's Chad Rev Art, going to instantly be worth a whole lot more. There's Chad Rev Art, y'all. I told you he was going to come. Either way, he would be here. So all we've done so far, Chad, is just the basic intro. Hey, here's what we're going to talk about today. Here's what we're doing. A couple shout outs to the folks out there.
Sure.
We got Essay and Stitch Woman.
What's up, Spurs?
And Spurs is in the house. And
over here now. What up, Spurs?
Yeah, man. Yes. Cat Art was in here. Enigma was in here. I think I saw Wafty come through. MK was in here, I believe.
Hell yeah.
And I'm sure I missed some folks. I'm sorry if I missed you. So, hello everybody. This right here is my bro Chad Rev Art, and it's amazing that he's on here today because he's the genesis. He's the reason it all started. If we're going to tell you about the Gin Project and we're going to tell you about the Chad Rev Art Show, the reason is in the chat, Painting at Tiffany's, right over here, Chad Rev Art. And then pretty quickly was SA Artistries and Eric the Airbrush Artist. And then we've also got like Goopy's been helping us out. Enigma helps us out. Cat Art helps us out. Then there's been other people in and out that help us out that are moderators, and a lot of what we have going on is because our moderators help us make it happen. Like right now, I'm not able to really pay too much attention to the chat because I'm talking to y'all. I'm gonna be talking to him. We'll be referring to notes. So there's an example of how this show, this concept became different, right? Like, I actually have to have notes, and it's structured. It's a, it's an organized, structured content, right? I did an interview with Bob yesterday. We talked for a couple hours and a couple and a half, whatever it was. Thank you.
Indeed.
And then I went through that information and put together a show. May have chatted with Chad a little bit, may have chatted with other people, and now you will see the results of that work. So thank y'all for coming in. Appreciate it. If you're interested in hearing how we got started and why we got started, that's what we're going to do. Chad, let me give you the opportunity to say howdy do to your folks in your chat since we're co-hosting. And then also kick it off, bro. Tell us, what are we doing here? How did I end up sitting in this seat? And it's all your damn fault, and I'd like you to explain it to them.
It might be my fault. Hey, thank you, Pittsburgh Picasso. Welcome in, everybody.
What's up, Pittsburgh?
Enigma, Bob Not So Ross, you cannot be late to your own party, just like Enigma said. You're just on time, my friend. Burnt Diva, Haley Beth, all the love to all y'all. Spurs, Dirty Hippie. So, listen, when I started this, it was not this. I was actually very reluctant to come to TikTok whatsoever. But a couple of friends of mine were like, yo, you gotta. So I did. And I didn't plan on going live. But then I realized that some people liked my art and they might like watching me make it. And I say it is my fault. So, I started going live. And to my surprise, people liked watching it. So the crowd grew and grew until, I felt that I needed to just have somebody to help with the crowd. And so I went on the search. And I found Homeboy over here, again. So, yes, first, I wasn't going to join the app. Like, I fought a long time being like, nope. But I finally did. And then, like I said, I needed a Gin, and Gin came in. And basically, what my goals were when I came here were not what they are now. And I did not expect out of this adventure, I guess we could call it, what it is now. Hey, what's up, Precious Bead? So when I brought the Gin on, I found something else out really, really quick on the Chad Rev Art Show. And you guys already know this. Now, people love the Gin. People love the Gin a lot. So I was like, dude, you got to start your own show. When is this Bob character going on? He's going to go on in about 40 minutes, I believe. 35 minutes, somewhere around there. So yeah, everybody loved the Gin. To the point, I told him, I was like, man, I brought you in to help my show, just to kind of help me, not be rude to the folks in the chat. Because I was doing something different then than what we do now. But then when I realized everybody loved the Gin so much, I was like, dude, you gotta have your own show. We gotta get you a show. And he was like, no, dude, not at all. And I told him, and y'all told him on my show. I believe I kind of threw you under the bus, and I was like, tell Gin that he needs his own show. And everybody started on him. So what I came here to do and what I'm doing now are two different things. And even at the point that we let the Gin show out, which January 2nd, by the way, was the very, very first Gin show and it was crazy. Yeah, 6 months, y'all. We've been doing this 6 months. So that's kind of how I got here. I originally got here just to try to push my wares. I wanted to share my art and see if people liked it, and try, see if it was a place to sell what I make, and kind of find out it is. People liked my stuff, but then I also found out that I made a lot of friends on here, like different kind of people. But I think that's because of what Gen and I set out when we really started realizing what we were sitting on. There were some things that we kind of set out as framework, and I think that helped. What do you think, Gen?
Oh, absolutely. Like I think you're alluding to like no politics, no religion. Like there's plenty of people
Yeah,
fighting and arguing and shit. Let's do something different.
yeah.
Um,
There,
and there's
there's
artists
plenty of
from all
negativity.
backgrounds. And there's artists from all backgrounds. And it kind of morphed. This thing morphed into. I really, truthfully, reluctantly became the co-host on Chad's show. That wasn't even what I was on here for. And then as that was going, like you said, oh man, we need to do a Gen Project show. And believe it or not, folks, I was adamantly against it. And Tiffany and SA and
He was,
Chad
y'all.
and Joshua Maddock and some others were kind of like, hey, I think we might do so. What I did was what I always do. I sat back and looked around at what was going on the platform. And Chad was doing his type of show. At the time, Josh had a cool show that he was doing. There were some other people we were working with that were coming up with concepts. And I looked around, and the frustrating thing for me was that these people were interesting and they had amazing art, but we didn't know anything about them. So my thought was, hey, I have a background in doing interviews because I've had to do thousands of them with one of my careers.
Uh
And
huh.
so I thought, hey, maybe I'll take the interview thing and I'll interview artists and that'll be the show. And then whatever the show before the artist is will be conceptual. We'll pass along information on how TikTok works or some strategies, and we'll try to do some community building type stuff, and we'll try to give other people shout outs and make sure other artists get seen. And that's what we did.
Yeah, we
and
did.
that and that format has worked to the point that me and Chad and Tiffany and SA were original G's, and we're still riding together. So,
True
and that
story.
concept grew pretty quickly to where there are people that wanted to be on the show, and there's a long line, and then lots of drama comes from that. So, um, we had to come up with various strategies, and the show evolved into what you see now. And some of those strategies had to do with dealing with kind of negativity or people not understanding what we're trying to do. So, I'm going to
Yeah,
clarify. I'm going to tell you today what Dion
it
is
is
about.
Montoy. Yeah.
I'm about redemption stories. I'm about the people that are trying to climb out of the darkness in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about those people who are climbing out of that darkness, but are still trying to help others along the way, either by sharing their story or by literally reaching
Yeah.
out to try to help other people or whatever. So, for those that haven't picked up on it, that's what the show's about. And we
Yeah.
looked around and saw that pretty quickly after we started doing that, we noticed that shows popped up all over the place where people were doing interviews with artists, which is awesome. That's what you want to happen. If the idea is
Yeah.
good, then other people duplicate it and use it, and that makes the whole community stronger, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then now there's people that have shows with co-hosts. And from what I remember at the beginning when Chad asked me to be a co-host, I looked around and literally said, dude, there's nobody with a co-host. And he's like, yeah, that's the point. So so we started kind of looking around and trying to figure out what was missing. So then we came up with the idea, okay, well they do this battle stuff. Well, we're going to use that co-hosted thing, and instead of battling, we're just going to co-host. And that way people can bring their own audiences. And now if there's people that don't care for me, but they like Chad, they can come in Chad's chat and still enjoy the show and hang out and do their thing, or vice versa. So then we came up with the idea that the guests could bring their own people with them if they would like to. So the show kept evolving in technical ways, but it's the same show it was from day one. We interview, and the reason that we made a decision not to bring people up, for example, is because everybody else does that. And we wanted the focus to be on the artist. So Bob is the artist that's going to be on today. Bob will be the focus today, and nobody else will get up in a box because this is a structured content show. Now,
you don't like jump up on the stage at the Jimmy Kimmel show, right? Or like whatever show you watch, you know, like that's not what you do. Maybe we should lay out. There's 3 different kinds of going on here, guys. You've got a structured show, which you're watching right now. Bob does rule. And then you have a flow state, which is its namesake. It is someone trying to reach a mental flow state and working, and you are there to watch them do that said work. And then there's the third kind, and that's going live, and that's the party. That's where everybody gets up, shoots the BS, and all of them serve a purpose. None of them are greater or lesser than the other. But there are 3 different things happening here that you guys need to pay attention to. Shows, flow states, and going live.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. If as an artist community, we can make those delineations and we can understand that, then our thought process is that makes the whole art community better. And here's another thing that it does. It allows everybody to do what they want to do. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Whatever your thing is, go do it.
Do it. Yes. MK.
And the going live thing is everybody does that. Everybody brings all kinds of people up, and that's cool. It's just a different thing, and we're trying to do something a little different. So I noticed, for example, that Can Do Artists and Moose now do co-hosted lives, and they do digital art together. 2 artists doing digital art together. And as far as I know, that's a new evolution of things. They took these concepts of their own and came up with this cool new thing that is all theirs. And 100%, that is amazing. That's the point. That way, people are doing what they're good at. Because take for example, in my past life, what I did was, my degree is in psychology and special education. And when I graduated, I went to work as a supported living coach. And my paycheck started to bounce. So another lady hired me to run her training programs. While I was running her training programs, which were the academic side of things and the occupational side of things and that type stuff, as opposed to companion services or that kind of stuff. So as I was running that part of the company, I wrote a 4-year adult day training program for folks that graduated with a special diploma and wanted to go on and live their own lives, or they wanted to get an AA or whatever it is they were trying to do. I would write a program and then implement it, and we would do that. And that's what I did. And then a hurricane hit, several hurricanes hit, one of which really messed up the building that I had my practice in. My stepfather, Skipper Ginn, passed away. My wife's mother passed away, and we decided to move and do something different. So
a lot of cyclonic winds got us to where we are, huh?
Right. So I had an LLC at the time, right? Because I was providing services to individuals with a variety of issues, from Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, MS, traumatic brain injury, fetal alcohol syndrome, crack babies, the gamut. I worked with, and I typically ended up working with the most difficult cases because I was a male. So, but when I looked around, 90% of the other providers that were doing that same job were LLCs. And the reason they were set up that way is it's easy to build partnerships with nonprofits, or it's easy to, say, direct funds to run programs and things like that. So when I was developing the show, I was remembering that. And I was remembering that, when I had a client that needed physical therapy, people that were my counterparts that were, support coordinators or had their own practices or whatever, those people would oftentimes be like, okay, my client needs a physical therapist, and okay, in my Rolodex, here's a physical therapist. I've matched those two people together. Cool, I've done my job. I go on. Well, the problem with that is there's nuance in life. And in this example, let's say one physical therapy was on one side of town and another physical therapy place was on the other side of town, and my client couldn't drive. Well, it would make sense to check out the closest one possible, or the one on a bus route, right? From there, sometimes they had special needs. So I would need to check out, okay, what equipment did this facility have? What area of expertise do these particular physical therapists have? And I would try to match my client with the best possible fit. Now, those are both doing the job. One person is checking in the boxes, and the other person is actually trying to make a fit. So what Chad and I are trying to do on here is identify people out there that want to do better, that are trying to do better, and are willing to help people along the way, and connect these people, right? Those connections don't always work out, but let me explain something to you. You can't have it both ways, right? If you want me to shout out your shit, then you also can't say that I'm responsible for everybody that I send to you. Because I'm just saying, hey, this person over here has got a project. If you're interested in that project, go hook up with them, right? It's up to you to be an adult and figure things out from there. The other side of that is...
That's a big ask.
Right? But the other side of that is that I believe in redemption. I believe in people that are trying to better themselves. I am not perfect. I'm trying to better myself. So, for example, what is the standard? What is the standard we're supposed to use? I'll be honest with you. I'll give you my background. I don't give a shit. If you do a background check on me, you will find a blank. And there is a reason why. The first 2 years after high school, I was overseas. I didn't drive. When I came home, I was going to college and working about 5 jobs at a time to try to do what I described earlier that I was doing, which meant I couldn't have any drug charges. I couldn't have any violent charges. I couldn't have anything like that, or I wouldn't be able to open my practice. Not to mention the fact that when I was in the Air Force, I had a top secret clearance. So my background is spotless. I've never had so much as a speeding ticket at this point in my life, and that'll probably change tomorrow if somebody will kick the door in. But there's my background. Now, credit ratings. You can run a credit check on me. My wife and I have been professionals for a long time. It doesn't get any higher. So I'll be fine there too. But am I supposed to hold everybody that I come into contact with to those same standards? They didn't have the same journey. They didn't have the same life. They didn't have the same things they had to deal with. So no.
Everybody's got their own experience.
I don't. The standard that I have is, are you trying to better yourself? Are you willing to help those around you while you do it? It's really that simple. And adults are responsible for doing their own damn follow-ups. So,
are you rowing in the direction of humanity?
Yes. Part of the concept of the GIN Project show is, are you rowing in the direction of trying to help people? I don't care if you're on the far left or on the far right wearing a red hat. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Are you trying to help people? Are you willing to work with people? In fact, I'd rather you not tell me, because I know for a fact. Go ahead, Chad. I know you have a thought here.
Man, I do have something to say here, and I'm going to point out a small picture and a big picture here, okay? One of the first things that was set out as a rule for our shows, no politics, no religion, okay? Sounds like a simple, superficial, topical rule, right? Sure, that's what we thought too. Let me expand upon this. I know for a fact right now in my chat and in his chat, there are people completely 180 degrees of opposition of my political views. Okay? I know for a fact that there are people in both of these chats that are 180% or 80 degrees completely opposite of my religious views. But let me point something out. We all in here have been helping each other for 6 months. Okay? Like he said, they're supporters of the right wing, they're supporters of the left wing, there are atheists, Muslims, Jewish, Christians. They're all mixed in here on both of our shows. And once those two things were removed, thank you, SA, those two extremely divisive things that have been given to society, as long as we're not helping each other, we can't ever stand up on our own legs as people, as human beings. I'm not talking left, right, atheist, Christian, Muslim, none of that. Human beings, you got blood? Yeah? Okay. That's who I'm talking about. We removed those two things, and it was originally just to keep us from having to deal with drama. And it worked. There's still drama. Plenty of it. Trust me, you a-holes can like make drama out of a piece of paper and a fart. Anyway, we have found that people that are, I mean, you go on to other platforms and look at the people you hang out with. Don't do this. I'm telling you, don't do it right now. Go look at their other platforms on their socials, and you'll see where they stand religious-wise, where they stand political-wise, and they're super outspoken. Super. But in the Gin Project room, or on the Chad Rev Art show, that ain't happening. So now, this whole room and his whole room, full of people from both sides, full of people of all religions, and guess what we're doing?
Growing.
We're helping each other, and we're growing as a community. We all breathe oxygen and bleed. That is correct, Valhalla Moon Asylum.
Yes.
So, and the negativity. We don't allow negativity. I don't care who you are or what you have to talk about. Negativity in here, boot. All of our moderators know. Doesn't matter who you are. If you start being negative, boot immediately. Doc Martin, in your arse. It's time to be over
we
with.
back them. And we will back them 100%. No questions
100.
asked. And here's
100.
another point that I would like to add on to what he's saying. That diversity is included in our moderators. I know for a fact that I have moderators that are 180 degrees for my political views and my religious views.
Yep,
and I'm
me
okay
too.
with them 100%.
Yep.
Because I want them to be able to believe and do what they want to. As long as they're not trying to damage somebody, we're good.
You know what's weird is we love those folks, and those folks love us.
Yes. Yes. So, the other thing that ties into that is Chad and I have a Tupac strategy. And we both very much believe. My favorite quote is from Tupac, and I'm not going to try to quote it word for word, but the sentiment is this. He was talking about kind of pettiness or vindictiveness or whatever. And he was saying that, you know, he was bigger than that. That he still wanted everybody to eat. They just necessarily couldn't eat at his table. And that's how Chad and I kind of feel about it. Like, we want everybody to be successful. Look, there are people on this platform that I just flat out don't care for. But I still rep them. I still try to pull for them. I still want them to be successful. Because as an artist community, the more people that are doing well, the better. And I always hold out hope that at some point in time, they're going to look around and be like, wow, I could change the way I do things. Because I'm not who I want to be. Because I keep striving to try to be better. Chad keeps striving to try to be better. So I hope that those folks out there that are negative would also do the same thing at some point. So we always even try to leave a cracked door open. We always try to leave it available for people to redeem themselves because we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Now, there are some lines that can be crossed, and I'm just not going to say your name out of my mouth anymore. I won't be vindictive towards you. I won't try to do anything hateful towards you or anything like that. In fact, I just won't spend any energy on you. And I'll go on and do the next mission.
I call that, I nothing people. I nothing you. And when I nothing you, that means you are nothing.
You no longer exist in my life. Right?
I'm not out to get you. I ain't talking about you. You are erased from my existence. I have nothing you.
So
that's what I do.
So the thing is always trying to keep it positive, even in the most negative of circumstances. The worst thing that's going to happen is we just distance ourselves and go on about our business. But But and we're Chad and I kind of feel like, save your self-righteous bullshit for somebody else too, because we're just not into it. It's just not.
Yeah, we're not always good. I mean, we try.
Right.
So
I'm not a saint. I'm not. And please don't go out being mean to someone else in my name, because I haven't.
Please, no.
Do that.
I'm
Whatever
plenty
you do,
capable of
don't go
being
be
mean on my
hateful to
own.
someone. Right. Don't go be hateful to people because of what we're trying to do. That's counter to the point. So, like, let's take John Doty for example, right? Here's a good example. John Doty came along. We've had an eye on Jody for a while. We've been in communication with him. So we put him on the show. Yes. And we put it together. And so many people responded with art that Chad had to figure out a strategy on how to get this stuff digitized.
Thank you, Cat Art, by the way.
I spent a week on the phone trying to get stuff done, try to make sure it happens, get people the pictures they needed and the whatever. And you know what happened the following week? Eve's Artistry came on, and we did that show and went on to do other things. But we're still working on John Doty's stuff. We're still working on stuff from 6 months ago. We're still working on stuff from 5 months ago and 4 months ago and 3 months ago. So what we try to do is shine a light. Hey, we think this person might be doing some good shit. Go check them out. If you're not into it, don't do it. Cool. Or go start your own
Go check
shit.
out Theory Radio. Sorry, I need to interject that really quick. Go check out Theory Radio, Valhalla. Go get the app. It's free. Contact them. Tell them we sent you. There's probably some of them either in my chat. Yeah, they're either in my chat or his chat. Probably some of the people. Anyway, carry on, brother.
Go to my bio. There's a link in my bio for the Theory online, just the website, and Theory app.
Yeah.
If you want to download the Theory app, it's free. And you can get this very show on it every Wednesday.
Yes.
So go check them out. Those guys got Seb put it together with Doty and Adam DeLisi, who's going to be a guest on this show, by the way. And they dropped his single. So the song that Chad was just singing is now available. If you'll go download the Theory app and you go in and you find It's Okay by John Doty, you'll see a little arrow to the right of it. It's a box that says It's Okay in it, and there's an arrow. If you click on that arrow, it'll take you to where for less than one donut, you can purchase that song. That money goes directly to John Doty. That money goes directly to John Doty. There is a passive source of income for a guy that's homeless. Now, and
struggling,
that's unhoused, that is unhoused. I'm using the wrong terminology here, but you get the point. So
he's having a housing struggle.
Chad and I are going to help him, mostly Chad, put together his merch account just like him and I have, and that will be that Doty will have that. We won't have any part of it other than if he wants us to drop stuff in there for him. But that will be all his, and that will be another source of passive income for a guy that didn't have any. So in the matter of a couple weeks, Theory Radio put something on the board, and a bunch of artists, starting with our guest tonight. Our guest tonight, after that show, stayed up all night and did a piece for John Doty, because that's what kind of duty is. And there's a bunch of folks in the chat. Hey, Grat. Bunch of folks in the chat that did art for him too. So the result of Chad's idea to have me on as a guest ended up being the Gin Project show, and the result of the Gin Project show is that in John Doty's case, he's got structure being put together for his future. He's got people helping him out, and a lot of the stuff that we do behind the scenes. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's none of your damn business sometimes. If you ask me about it and it's Doty's business, I'm not going to tell you because it's Doty's business, because that's the other thing we deal with. Chad and I work with a lot of people. So we can't get caught up being mad at somebody because you're mad at somebody. We can't get caught up in all the high school drama of whoever's vendetta or whoever got their feelings hurt or whoever.
And I'm already mad at all of you anyway, all the time, every day, all the time.
So So the reality is that we work with who's willing to work with us and who's able to work with us, and those that don't work out, we just keep going. We don't have anything ugly to
Just
say.
keep
We wish them the
swimming,
best of success.
swimming.
That's how we run the show. That's how we do the show. That's how the show started. And it's the same basic format we started with. We've just modified things to account for the negativity and for the knuckleheads that inevitably come along. So, if you're about that and you're still here, we've only lost a few people according to the box up there, then you must feel at least somewhat similarly. So if you do, then ride with us, because what we try to do is connect people who are talented, who are trying to better themselves. So, no, Bruton, you're not missing anything, man. It's just a lot of people ask us a lot, like, where'd the show come from? Why do you do the show? How come you don't allow? Like, I'm going to have a guest on from Theria, and their whole show, they're Christians, and their whole show is wrapped around that. And in the conversations with them, I was like, look, I don't allow religion or politics on my show. So you can come on the show and talk about your show, and you can come on the show and talk about your feelings about why you do what you do. But don't come on here proselytizing. Don't come on here evangelizing. That's not what we do. You can talk about what you're into without requiring everybody else to be into it, because that's what adults do. So, at any rate, that's the approach that we have. So I'm going to have people on here in the future that are, I've already had people from various religions. We just don't discuss religion on the show. But there will be more people on here, and you won't know their religion. You won't know their political background. And that's another thing. I've had deep, in-depth conversations with everybody that's been on my show. There's never been a single person that came and said, oh, they said something out of pocket. Chad and Dion said something that they weren't supposed to talk about. So the other thing that we have to do is be cognizant of all the variety of people that we collaborate with. And we have to be respectful of all their points of view. But if we don't agree with you, we'll flat out tell you we don't agree with you. And if you can't accept that, sorry. We're not changing how we have a successful formula.
I do what I want.
You want to come up with a successful formula, then go do so.
Do you know why, Kyle?
Don't come demanding that we change what we do because you don't understand how we do what we do.
Do you know why, Kyle?
You know why, Kyle?
Because I do what I want. That's right. I do what I want, Kyle.
Right, Kat. Right, exactly, Kat. So no, Bruton, you didn't miss anything, man. It's we do like every 6 weeks we do like a public service announcement, because this seems to be cyclical. The same stuff crops up over and over again. So every once in a while we just give it, and new people come along that aren't familiar with what's happening, and they come to the show. So we kind of wanted to give a background on what the show's about, why we do what we do, and all that kind of thing.
Some folks just ain't from the project. We gotta let them know.
Right.
Welcome to the project, y'all.
So Chad, and now it's evolved into, Chad and I are brainstorming, and out of that brainstorm comes the window. And Chad, since we're talking, we got about 7 minutes before we bring our dude Bob up. But can you tell me a little bit about that?
I would love to. For those of you who don't know, The Window is a brand new segment that Gen and I added to the Chad Rev Art Show. And it is at the end of our show. That's right. Who'd represent? We are from the project. It's at the end of the Chad Rev Art Show. It's called The Window. The Window is a window of opportunity. Also a window of fresh air that we get to open and let new artists come in and introduce themselves to all of y'all. They have 13 minutes. It is a hot seat, Pittsburgh Picasso. It is a hot seat. Where the Gen Project, he does an interview with the artist days ahead of time, and he speaks with them for hours, and he knows and caresses every detail of what's going on. We don't do that on The Window. On The Window, there is no pre-interview. On The Window, we like to know as little about the person as possible. Just the fact that they're not an a-hole. That's about it. And then they come on. Yeah, and if we bring someone and they're on The Window and later they become an a-hole, sorry guys, I didn't know anything about that. That's the point of The Window. We open it Things go in, things go out. You got 13 minutes to tell everybody who you are, what you do, how you do it, and why anybody should care. We are trying to help you get your name out there. We are trying to help you get your art, but it's kind of a high pressure thing on you. So get your game right. And if you want to be on the window, hit me up. Tell me, I want to be on the window. I'm booking it right now. Speaking of that, I've got to make a apology to Zach. Zach is a wood carver, and he is also a sculptor of obsidian and marble. And Gen and I met him just the other night, and I did the awesome thing of being, hey, dude, you want to be on the window? And he's like, yeah, dude, I want to be on the window. Hit me up on the DMs and tell me you want to be. We'll get you a date, homie. So I asked him, you want to be in the window? He says, hell yeah. So I book him. And he's supposed to be booked for this week. And let me tell you what happened, y'all. I was reminded that my kid's birthday party is Thursday. I never forget about my kid's birthday. On her birthday, we did a ton of cool stuff. But I booked Zach. He put content out. I shared it. And then I was reminded I got to be on some skates, not trying to break a hip. So Thursday, no Chad Rev Art Show on top of all of that. But the window, it was the next evolution to help the clog, to help the artist, to help, I don't know, it did a lot of things there. What do you think, man?
I agree, man. I think it's a cool opportunity for someone. And the other thing is that the idea is to have artists sharpening their skills, right? Honing their skills, because essentially the window, the concept is, you know, if you're given the opportunity to go in a room that has people that might be willing to buy your art, how are you going to present yourself? What are you going to say? And if you can come on, if you can have opportunities to practice, if you can have opportunities to think through that, then you get better at it each time that you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Courtney. So that's kind of the hope too. The idea is not only just to build a community for the sake of building a community, you also need to elevate the folks within that community as you do that. And if we do that, then the art world has a bigger say on things. The art world has a bigger footprint. Artists have more say in locations that they can place their art and what circumstances those are. And Fay Ray is in the chat, y'all. So if y'all would, please, anybody in my chat, if you would, please drop some hearts in the chat for Fay Ray.
Please do.
We got nothing but love for Fay Ray. And I hope everybody in here would go to Fay Ray's page, and look at her art, like it, comment on it. She's not able to be online right now. She's got a lot going on. So if you could, please go over to her page, even if you leave right now. Well, don't leave now because Bob's coming on, but eventually, and make sure that you show her some love. She's not able to be on, so go over there.
We love you, Fay Ray.
Like, comment, share her stuff, and let's keep it up in the feed until she's ready to and able to do some art again. So please go to Fay Ray's site, go to her page, pick out her content and follow it, like it, share it, say nice things. And thank y'all for dropping all that in the chat.
Thank you,
appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Nerdy.
So tonight, we're going to have Bob Not So Ross on, and I'm excited to have Bob on, man. I am. And we had some other topics we wanted to cover today, and the way it goes, we never get to everything. I sent a hat off to Dizzy Hippie this week. She's going to burn a hat for me. I sent a guitar via Rick the Muse, wanted a guitar sent to John Larson, and I sent that out. Apparently he's going to do another guitar, and we got several other things going on, so keep your eyes open. There's some cool stuff going on out there, but now we're going to switch gears a little bit. The content that Ash made this week was dope. Tasha Bowman's daughter also did a piece on me. Thank you, Tasha. That was amazing. Really cool to watch that take place. I'm still blown away by stuff like that. And I'd also like to thank Tinda Chocolate randomly. I don't think Tinda's in here, but if you see her, tell her we were thanking her just because she's so supportive. She's such an awesome person.
Big love, Tinda.
And she was on the show and I don't get an opportunity to go very often. There's Bob right there, so I guess we're going to accept him in. I guess we'll let him in. He's all right.
Oh, what
So let's do a
about
little
Bob?
let's do a little mic check first. Bob, can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you just fine. Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear Chad?
I'm just kidding. I was making no noises. Can you hear me?
Right on.
Yee,
I hear
Bob
him on
in
this
the
one.
house.
I got Chad over
Right
here
on.
and you over there. So.
So look here, folks. The person we have in the box right here is Bob Not So Ross. If you're in my feed, feel free to jump out, go over to Bob's. I don't mind at all. The numbers aren't while we're here.
I can't.
So
And of course, if you're in Bob's, come on over to mine. I'm just kidding. Go see Bob. I love you, Bob.
So
Oh,
Bob,
there- oh.
we're gonna keep. We're gonna talk about you for a minute while you just sit there and look handsome.
That's
okay?
fine. I
If
was
you don't-
about to send Dirty a reminder, but he
I
just-
know you've been threatening to take over the show, but I don't think you got that clout just yet. But we're gonna try to get you there. We're gonna try to get you there.
I put the other glasses on.
I know you've been threatening to take over, and that this is really the Bob Not So Raw show, and that starts at 7:45, and at 7 o'clock is just a bunch of jokers. But that's cool, bro. We love you, man. It's cool. We love you. It's all good. We're glad you got a sense of humor, dog.
I can't believe
So
I
look,
say
y'all,
something
the
out.
man, this man right here. Yeah, people say, hey, look, I hear things, bro. People
What up,
tell me
Brett?
things.
The streets
Bob-
is talking.
But I know some shit, Bob. People tell me some stuff, bro. Even on you, people tell me some stuff. So here's the thing, man. I met Bob on this platform several months ago. I just happened to stumble across Bob. I thought he was doing cool art. And shortly after that, a friend of mine who I'm going to see this weekend approached me, Flash, and was like, man, have you seen this Bob guy? He's got a great story. And he's making this incredible art. He's giving it away to people to try to help people. And the supplies he's working with are just kind of what he's got. So there he is. So let's see what we can do. And at the time, I'm embarrassed to say, and I'll say this publicly, Bob, I told him, look, man, I just had surgery. I don't have a lot of cash laying around, but what I can do is go check your guy out. I'll rep him, and we'll try to get him involved in anything we can in the future, and then we'll try to get him on the show. And the result of that is Bob proved to be one of the most amazing people I've met on this platform. Bob,
That's true.
Bob is no shit a bona fide, has been through some stuff. And Bob came through that journey and made some changes in his life and decided to do things a little differently. And he put a lot of hard work into that process. So just so you hear it from me, bro, I know we tease around a lot and all that, but there is nobody on this platform that I respect more than you, Bob. No bullshit.
I appreciate it.
You are an amazing human being. You are an incredible artist. And in our conversations and in the way that you move, you have proved that. We did the show on John Doty 2 weeks ago. That show was this time frame. By the next morning, you had a piece done right there. Can we see that piece? Yes. You had that done by the next morning and laid
Super
down the marker.
dope.
Hey, y'all, come get me.
Hi, Whitney.
And they answered. They answered, bro.
The
That's
theory of
amazing.
colors in the background was pure accident. I didn't know that till the next day. I just knew it.
So Bob,
dope.
my experience with Bob has been this kind soul that has an amazing sense of humor and is willing to go out of his way to help other people, even when he doesn't have things for himself. He is cobbling together. At one point, he was cobbling together stuff and sending it to other folks that he could have been selling to better his own situation. So that's the character of the man. Now, we're going to let Bob tell you about Bob, but I'll tell you this much. Whatever Bob says right now, I'm with him 100%. Do you think, Bob? Talk to us.
How y'all doing? My name's Bob. I'm an artist.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Tell Gary I said hi. Um, I kind of found art in a different way than most people. Like everybody I meet on here,
Woo! Did you?
they've been drawing and coloring and like they've been into it their whole lives, and I could have cared less about it. Like I thought it was dumb until something happened and my life changed a little bit. And like I started painting at 39 years old. I'm 41 right now. I know I don't look it, but like
Oh yeah, you do, Rob. Yeah, you do, man.
Not a day over 70.
Not a day over 40, Bob.
all my like childhood friends were like, "Thank you, Candy." Was like, "Who do you think you are, fucking Bob Ross now?" And I'm like, "Well, no, but I'm trying to pass time." And like that's kind of how like the Bob Not So Ross, because I paint, I just don't do what he does. I wish I could. If I was a better artist, I would do what he did. But like it was just kind of a play on words, and I thought it was catchy, and I was like, maybe some people will look at the dumb stuff I make. And I didn't know 2 years ago when this all started that I would ever be here. I was just, happy that like somebody would like something or share something or comment on it. Like that was the highlight of my day because of the situation I was in. But to explain to Ian's how that started, I have to go back a little bit longer than 2.5 years ago. I went out one night. It was my friend's birthday. We went to the bar. We had a couple beers. I was with my mom, my best friend. And we came home that night, and I was cooking dinner, and she started to choke on a piece of meat. And I was trying to do CPR. I was calling 911, and I didn't save her. And I kind of spiraled, and I thought it was my fault. And like, did I not do it long enough? Did I not do it right? Was it like, it was all, I know that's not the case. I know it now. I didn't know it then. So next thing I know, COVID hits. And you're not allowed to leave your house. You're not allowed to be around your friends. I sat there every day and stared at that floor where it happened. And I hated myself. And I drank to get through it. And they were like, talk to somebody, go do this, go do that. And I was like some politically incorrect things may come out of my mouth. I don't mean it. It's just how I am. I love everybody. But they were like, go to a therapist. And I was like, nah, I can't even say that this month. But like, it would be like, that's
Yeah, that's some punk shit. That's some punk shit right there.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
I
like, I'm
got
not
you,
gonna
man.
go
I got you.
sit on a couch and cry about a bike I didn't get when I was 10 years old. It ain't about that. Like, it was some other shit. And it was me trying to get past my bullshit ego and everything. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, up here, I couldn't comprehend that I honestly didn't need that. It was like a pride thing. And I got cut at work one day. And I didn't, take care of it the way I should have. And I went out that night, and the bar was open at this point, and I was allowed to be around my friends, and I was drinking, and I went home, went to bed, and I got an infection in the cut in my side, and I honestly thought I had COVID, and I was testing myself, nothing, testing myself, nothing. I was like, I don't know what it is, and I fell out one day at work. Someone got a set of, I'll never forget it. It's a 2016 Ford F-250 set of rotors. I'm carrying them up. My buddy said something to me, and I don't know. They're like, you got to go to the emergency room. I was like, take me home. I'm good. And he drove me to the hospital, and they kept me, and they're like, you have an infection. I was like, all right, give me some antibiotics. And they're like, you allergic to anything? I said, no. Turns out I was. I was allergic to something called vancomycin, and it's a really, really strong antibiotic. And they gave it to me. And in my already jacked up condition, because I didn't know how serious the infection was, I had gone septic. They gave me this. I went into respiratory failure and got trached, got life flighted, and put into a coma medically. And over the next few days, my kidneys failed, my liver failed. I was in total organ failure. Life support was keeping me alive. I stayed in that state for about 5 months. Doctors kept telling my sister, he ain't coming. He ain't waking up. Like, here's the paperwork. We're sorry. Like, we did everything. I had no blood platelets. They gave me special, I forget the word for, like, whatever they were, different treatment they were doing. They gave me blood transfusions. I wasn't stable. The machines were keeping me alive. It was about a week after Christmas, not quite New Year's. They finally, like, convinced my sister I wasn't coming back. And they were on their way to the hospital to sign termination life support papers. And they were, like, taking me off the tubes and doing this and doing that. And I remember, like, I was kind of, like, half there, half not. And there was a priest giving me last rites. And that's, like, the first memory I have of waking up. And I didn't realize it was, like, the last wake up. Like, I was basically not going to breathe. The machine wasn't there, and I was just going to suffocate. And for whatever reason, they did some blood work, like, is another, like, last minute request that she did. And they're like, his platelets are up. He jumped 1,000 points. We're going to give him a few days. And then the next time, another 1,000, 500, 800. And I jumped back up to like 20,000 platelets, and I was stabilized. They rushed me to the emergency room. I woke up about 7 days later. I was still trached. I breathed through this about 2 months after I had woken up. And my stuff started coming back. I got off the kidney dialysis. I got off the respirator. My liver healed itself. All the damage that I had done kind of reversed. Like, right now, from being in the coma, I walk with a leg brace. And it's just a nerve damage thing from, like, not moving your muscles. But I take no medications, and I don't know how I'm here. Like, obviously I was saved, and, like, I was like, I know your rule. But, like,
Hey, man. Hey, tell your truth. The rule is you get to tell your truth, brother.
there's no other explanation. You know, like there's nothing else. Like, I don't know why else. And I wasn't, like, a super supporter of, like, him either. Like,
Right.
I could take it or leave it. I didn't care about nothing. And during the coma, I was tied to the bed, and I couldn't really, like, use my hands. I didn't move. And I got, like, a dry erase board, crayons, dumb stuff like that, just to get, like, some dexterity back. And about a month after that, they moved me to a nursing home. I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to talk. I had to learn how to dress myself. I had to learn how to do everything. My furnace just kicked on. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, you're good, buddy. You're good.
All right. And I basically had to, like, learn how to do everything that I had done my entire life all over again. And they made me go to arts and crafts night. We were sewing beads together, making pot holders. And
You crafty bastard.
I hated it. I had a little meme of an angry penguin, and it was like what I got to do to get out of the psych ward early. Like, you know, and me and my friends would send, like, just rude shit to each other because that's how we are.
Right.
And
I can relate.
there was a lady that came in, and she was a volunteer at a local college. And she's like, "Hey, you're pretty good at this." And I was like, "Yeah, they're fucking 90. I guarantee I'm better." Like, I was just still, sorry, I was still,
No, you're good.
Like-
I say that word.
I still had that, like, cockiness. Like, I wasn't broken yet. And this lady, her name was Ethel. She was 90 something, painted circles around me, and I was like, how? Like, she had something, and they called it wasn't dementia, it was like a sundowners. Like, after a certain time of the day, she just got tired and, like, forgetful. And, like, she could be sitting there with her daughter and not know who she is, but she is kicking my ass at making paisleys or tulips or whatever.
That's awesome, dude. I love it. That's awesome.
It wasn't like,
Kicking the shit out of you.
it wasn't like, oh, I lost my legs, but my hands got blessed. It was like, no, it was purely a spiteful thing. I was determined to beat this woman, and I was going to get better at this. And I was like, I'm going to make something she wants. And I went back to my room. This art teacher got me canvases, paints, and like she said, hey, like you do have like something here. Did you like? And I was like, no, I don't care. Like, I'm being spiteful the way I'm doing this.
Right?
I got on
I'm just
YouTube.
mad.
I found this app and I followed every artist, every how to paint an apple, how to draw a tree, how to make this, how to blend, and between like your roommates,
What's up, man?
like a wild card, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know about this. There's buzzers going off. There's nurses all night. I didn't sleep because I'd been asleep so long. I didn't think I needed sleep. So I would stay there, like at my little desk, 10 hours a day, doing this, doing this, doing that. And it got to the point where I made something and I was actually really proud of it. And I posted it. And somebody's like, hey, that's really cool. Are you an artist? Do you sell your work? And I was like, I'm a guy in a nursing home passing time. If you want it, give me your address. I'll mail it to you.
Right.
That's what I did. I got free shipping. That's a key. Like if you ever get there, they don't charge you postage. Just a heads up. You and the president's wife, you don't got to pay for stamps. Just,
Right on.
Just a fun fact.
Right on.
And I mailed it to him. Like whatever. It was a Oogie Boogie Nightmare Before Christmas. It was my first official. Hey, I made something somebody wanted. And a week later, I'm sitting there and my phone goes ding, and the little green app with the money symbol in it. I opened it up and I was like, oh, that's his name. And I was like, why'd you send me this? He's like, bro, my wife loves it. Keep it up. And I was like, all right, let's see if I can get another one. Let's see if I can get another one. And I went into overdrive. And in a couple weeks, I was like, oh, you know what? The toaster in the nurse's little cubicle broke. I was like, I need a toaster. This nurse wants a Father's Day painting for her husband. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll make that. You get me a toaster. And then I didn't have money for art supplies. And they were
What a
allowed
hustle.
they were allowed to
I
have
love
cigarettes. So I traded for a toaster, but it's what I needed so I could have my bagel. Like it was
brother got
grassroots. Strictly
you got
grassroots
a-
at this point.
You got a nursing home hustle going on, dude, like a prison hustle.
They had
It's awesome.
like, puff breaks, and they were allowed to go out at 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Well, I took some money that I had earned off of this, and I was like, I need more. Like I was running out of paint, I was running out of this. She wanted a picture of her dog. It's like, I ain't got no brown paint. Buy me some brown paint and I'll make it. Like, and it was literally just bartering. And then I was like, you know what? They opened up like the puff time for 24 hours. You can go out whenever. These people, that's all they had was coffee and Marlboro. And they were burning through their packs like crazy. So I was like, I'm going to roll some Lucy's and I'm going to sell them. And that's what I did. And I was doing $1.65 a pack. And you get 45 a month. I was like on the third Thursday of the month, I was like, hey, Trevor, you owe me the whole 45. Let's go, bro. Like, you know what you did. And I was taking that 45 and I was going to the art studio. And I was selling, and I was going to the smoke shop. And I was just re-upping. And I kind of, like, I got in my head, like, I was like, I'm good now. And the nurses wanted,
I love this part.
it's not cocky, it's confidence. I was like,
Oh,
she's like,
brother.
hey, have you ever painted glass? And I was like, it's flat, I'll try it. So she went out, she bought me everything I needed. So when you would walk in to visit people, I had the Grinch, I had Cindy Lou Who, I had balls on the windows, like ornaments. I was doing snow, I did Jack Skellington. Thanksgiving, they wanted another one. Then they wanted something else. And then they're like, hey, will you paint the activity room? I had the maintenance guy taking ceiling tiles out, and I did the whole ceiling as a checkerboard. I did the pool table over the pool board. And it literally kept me from going nuts. And that's why I fell in love with it, purely by accident. And then my friends, like people that I know, were like, hey, we work at this local thing. They're going to do a Mac Miller tribute art thing. You're an artist. I'm like, whoa, listen, don't go throwing titles around. I said, I paint. and like, they're like, if you do Mac fan art, you have a chance to like let people see it and they can, hey, maybe don't take one home. And I was like, I'm not that good. But it was another challenge, and I took it, head on. And like Jack and his Magic Beanstalks, or I was Bob and his Magic Gummy Bears. And I put all of Mac Miller's albums on. I locked myself in my room for 4 days, 5 days maybe, and I came out and I had 24 by 30 canvases, Mac Miller pieces. My friends drove up. I was an hour away from home. Took all my paintings, took them down there. I sold every one. For the next like 3 days, my back was going
Damn.
ding ding, ding ding. I couldn't believe it. So at this point, I had made it. I was famous in my mind. And then, like, I did all my therapy. I had got to walking again. Like, I was off all my medicines. I had this. Like, this like kept me focused and kept me going. And about 10 months ago, and the whole time I'm making stuff and posting it on TikTok, the whole go around. And about 6, maybe 7 months ago, I came home 10 months ago. 11. On the 8th, the 8th was a couple days ago. So I'm officially home 11 months and like 4 days.
Almost a year. Almost a year.
I'm getting that. It's my anniversary. We're gonna do something big.
Right on.
I'm off probation at that point. They ain't sending me back.
Right on.
I squirreled myself.
You're good, man. You're doing amazing,
I
bro.
was trying to think of where I was going with that. So I'm home, right? And
No,
I'm blank.
no worries, bro. No worries. It happens. Hey, look, it's part of it, man. You were talking about some like you've taken us on quite a journey, man. So don't stress. Just
this is also like a very condensed, like not
right. You're right. That's what I'm saying. You're
I
giving a
told you
quick
the day by day
preview.
stuff, like crazy.
Heard that. But you were talking about your hustle, and you were talking about how you were, you started selling.
Sold the Mac Miller paintings.
Oh yes,
The Mac Miller painting, and that led into the next thing that I think you were about to tell us about.
Yeah, so I didn't have enough to go live yet, and like almost 2 years of posting on here, and I met people on here, and they're like, "Oh, hey man, get a box. I like your name," and I'm like, catchy. I knew it was going to the Bob Knots. I knew it was going to be a thing one day. And that's what people notice. Like they see this, and then they see the name, and they're like, "Oh, you paint?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I couldn't go on and be like, "Oh, this is me. This is this." Like I didn't have this feature yet, but I could talk. So Josh Amatic, if you guys know Josh Amatic,
Yeah.
he was sitting there, and he was like, "Y'all see this? Look at this. Look at this. Go follow this guy. Get him live. Get him live."
Yes.
In
Yes.
3
Josh
days,
is awesome about that.
in 3 days, I went from a box to like full live access, like over 1,000. And then like I met Sammy and the Woodburners having coffee, and I met like Victoria,
Right.
she's an oil painter, and like everybody goes, "Oh, that's a catchy name. What do you do?" And like I talk to them, we get to know each other, and I got introduced to the Muse, and I did that. And about like a month after I did the Rick thing, like I knew who you were, and like you guys were doing your thing, but like I was still like in my mind I was famous, but like I was still like nobody. I had like 1,100 followers. I was big time. And then in the last couple months, like I got to like know you guys a little better, like know what you did, and
Ain't nobody on TikTok fucking famous, or they wouldn't be on TikTok, bro.
you know what I mean. But, like, it's like, oh yeah, people like know my name, like like it's.
Oh,
Right.
well then I gotta
I'm
go.
just being, contextually, it's just funny. Like in the big picture, it's
Like, oh, that's Chad's beard, and he brought Chad, like and then like I just started going on every day and posting something, and like, oh hey, there's an art thing, I'm gonna do that. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. And, my friend, my coworker, like that drove me to the hospital. Like the reason I'm still here, because I would have went home and went to bed. And, he posted a picture of his son, and I was like, I have to paint this. And I had to do it. and it was when the baby was 7 months old. And like I did this, and I'm like I'm painting this on live, and I'm like, Maddie, and I'm sharing the shit out of it. And she's like, I'm at work. What do you want? I was like, turn on your camera. And she's like, oh my God, is that Waylon? I was like, it is. And, I was like you guys don't know like what you did to me or what like you mean. Like, and
Let's check it out. Let us see. Let us see.
oh, I'm sorry. And
We did, but it was brief.
yeah,
Yeah, dude. Look at
like,
that.
oh my God. Like how much? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like no, like your husband's the reason I still breathe. Like he didn't let me go home and go to bed. And I was like, I wanted to do something for you guys, and I didn't like, I couldn't like, some baby clothes or shoes, like literally any money I made, like not to like supplies. But I was like, I can do this, and maybe this will mean more. And like she was just on my thing a little bit ago, and I was like showing it to her. She's like, I can't wait. Like his 1 year birthday is in a month, and I was like, well, I've been babysitting this for a long time. I'm like you never picked your kid up. Doing that and like doing it, just doing it for somebody, make me feel good, and that got me like, and this was a few months ago, and that got me like into like the next phase of things. And like, I mean, I don't know if she's okay with me like saying it, but like, my minute to like, I would see something and I'd have to paint it. Or people would like, hey, I want this. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a month. I'm pretty backed up. I wasn't. I just told them that because I didn't really want to do it, but I needed the money. So, but if I was passionate about it, or I thought it was a cool idea, like the comic book stuff, like when I turned you into a lumberjack and
Dude,
Eric turned
you
into a
turned
superhero.
Eric into it. Dude, that was another overnight thing.
Yeah, but like I
Yeah.
liked the idea. Like the idea was cool. I thought like it has to happen. It was like the Dodie thing. Like I'm not gonna
Dude.
like I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna like some way it has to happen. And like I do it. And there's paintings I work on for a month because it's a paycheck. But like what? But like when
It's
there's
a grind.
like, there's things I paint and then there's things I have to paint. And like the stuff I have to make is just it just organically comes out of me. I can't help it. Like
Right on.
we were on live one night with Josh Amatic, and he's like, bro, Toby Keith, no longer with us. And I was like, what? And they're like, you paint fast, you should do a Toby. And I was like, give me a canvas. I did. I painted this. I'm gonna show y'all. I painted this in 4 hours on live with Goopy, Josh Amatic,
Yeah.
Dead Making Art,
She's amazing too. Loves the
Spurs,
Dead Making Art, man.
the Australian.
Spurs is amazing.
Yeah. And that angry lady from Nova Scotia.
Right on. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I don't want to say her name wrong, but like she's
It's all
she'll be in there.
good.
She'll be like, yeah, guess which one that is. Yeah, go ahead. Like, she's just, I love her. She's spicy. This, like, my studio got water in it from like bad drainage and stuff, and this is water damaged, and I threw it away. And like somebody was like, "Are you like go get it?" And I went and dug it back out. But like, this was the night that like this was like the night that the world got the news. This is 30-inch by 30-inch, and I did it in about 4 hours.
It's an amazing piece of art.
Just because I had to do it.
Man, the stuff that comes out of you, bro. Here's the thing. Can I reiterate real quick? I want to throw this in real quick because you've told such a compelling story. Here's the thing. Hey, Chris. Here's the thing is I hope everybody picked up on it wasn't like some divine intervention and he woke up with this talent. He woke up and got determined and was challenged by a 90-year-old woman and got all pissy about it and wanted to beat her. And then that grew into he figured out, hey, I've only got $45 a month to work with in here. I could do this as a hustle. And then he did that. Thank you, Shannon. So I just want to point out that one of the things that I respect so much, Bob, is that you admit those things, first of all, but that you put the grind in, you put the work in to be good at what you do. It's a cool story to tell that you just miraculously it happened. But the cooler story to me is this man put the work in, and not just your art got better, dude. From my perspective, this is just my opinion.
I got better.
You as a human being progressed as well, and to me, that's the beautiful story. Is that this man so low, like literally, they were gonna cut the damn thing off, like he was gonna be gone,
There's my
not on
favorite
this earth
nurse.
anymore.
There's my favorite nurse in the chat. She has
Yes,
one of the first,
right on.
She has one of the
Right
first cow
on.
paintings I ever did.
Hi, favorite nurse. We were talking about you earlier. Welcome
That is
in. Thank you for
awesome.
saving this dude right here,
That's
or
not her
helping
real name.
anyway.
It's actually Diane.
Right on,
You know-
Sorry for
Diane.
giving out your government, but she's my.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you. He's a good
I'm
man.
glad I'm not. I'm glad I'm not the only one with a favorite nurse. My daughter is actually named after a nurse that saved my life.
That's what's up.
Thank you, nurses. We love you.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Bob. I just wanted to point out, man, that you've put the work in. It didn't just like you didn't get lucky. You were terribly unlucky, and out of that, you grew into this person that we see before us, who is this amazing man that is so just fucking spectacular as a human being, and that means so much to me because it is evidence that we all can get better, that we all can do better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you, man, but I just
There's never like beyond hope. It's just I needed
Right.
I needed a boot in the ass, and you know.
but you turned that into, look, man, you're a talented guy, right? That story could have very well been that you got better and better and became more and more of a bigger asshole. That could have been your story.
If that
And
was still
instead,
if that was still my passion.
yeah, being in passion still your asshole. I get it. Or being an asshole still the passion.
I have flare-ups. I have flare-ups, but you know,
Me
For the
too,
most
bro.
part.
Me
for the
too.
most
It
part,
happens.
But
the lid's on the jar 90% of the time.
yes, but I just it really is truly a testament to your character that that crucible, let's say. And as you came through that journey, you evaluated yourself. You didn't just look all around you and blame everybody around you and shit. You internalized it, you sorted some things out, and you came to some conclusions that you needed to do shit differently. And all of us that are trying to get better have to go through that process. I mean, I think we have to be willing to be self-aware. We have to be willing to be self-evaluatory. We have to be willing to accept criticism.
You just got to do your personal inventory and be like, left or right.
It's situational awareness, right?
I was talking about it like earlier, and I was like, like this one's on this shoulder, this one's on this shoulder, like smack him, like no, do like we by no means, like I still have that, I just don't let it out.
Well, and even managing your lives, man. Even managing, just for example, like managing your lives. Let me think of for Chad and I, some of the conversations we've had in our meetings is, there are people that can come in alive and just kill it, right? They come in and they dump all their problems out there without any situational awareness of what's going on, is one example of some people that operate. Or there's other people that come in and the moment you let them in, they never shut up. Like once you let them in, they talk about their shit and what they're doing, and they're forever, the whole time until you close the live down. And then there's other people that come in and you're able to vibe with them and you do better work because they're with you, because they're working with you, right? It takes all sorts, right? There's all types out there. And being able to manage that on social media while you're still on this self-evaluation journey makes it even more challenging, because this app will make you want to tell a motherfucker, right?
Keeps you on your toes.
Right? So anyway, man, your art is also one of those things that, you could have used it as a weapon, for a lack of a better way to describe it. But you turned it in and you used it as something to help everybody. And in that journey, I think you're helping yourself as well. And that's the point, right?
Is like why it was given to me. It's like a lot was taken. I can't say taken. It was my own. It was my own stupid life choices. Like I gave a lot of me away. So to follow down that path. I'm gonna keep giving away, but in a healthier format.
Man,
It's
that
a,
is heavy. Say that again, bro.
it's a
Oh
circle.
my goodness, that
It's a
is heavy.
circle.
That's deep. Tell him again, bro. Tell him again.
Like throughout a lot of my life, like I gave a lot of myself away in a very negative, you know, like I lost the use of probably 40%
You told me
of
about
my
some gangster ass shit that you've done, bro, that I can relate to. Yeah, some gangster ass shit. Think of the most gangster shit you can think of, and he's probably done it.
yeah, I remember, like I'm not gonna like detail it, but like a guy in my hometown. I can't even tell that story.
Don't get yourself in trouble. No, don't
I mean,
say that.
Don't be
on
catching
here.
cases,
police,
homie.
The police, yeah, don't be catching cases
What's up,
on here,
Chris?
man. Because I said I'm gonna stand with you 100% of the way, but I can only go to the doors.
I ain't following you to the pokey, homie.
Right, bro.
I can tell it in a controlled environment, but like there's just like, and I have no problem
Yeah.
sharing it, but like there's other
So here,
people that
so here's the deal, folks.
you know what I mean.
It, you have put people to the test. Let's say that.
Oh
Fair enough.
yeah, fair.
Instead of being too descriptive, what might get you in some trouble. Let's just say you have put people to
Not-
the test.
Not me. There's other people that like I don't care about my story. Like like me giving this to somebody else. Maybe they got the same thoughts. Maybe they have the same doubts. Maybe someone will be like, maybe I should check my bullshit. Like
Right.
maybe it'll help somebody. But like I don't have the authority to talk about my friend's side of
It's
it.
an art for
Even though
right,
it's
right. Yes.
inclusive,
Right,
like
right.
they're getting my half, and that's all I can give you without
I understand.
not being who I am.
Right.
Let's just say it was bad.
Right.
Well,
you told me we talked
America.
and you made me aware. We talked and
yeah, like I
it's
don't like
some
that
gangster
person.
shit.
don't like that
It's so yeah.
But-
It's some thuggish shit. Yeah.
Can't
So-
deny it. I'm a straight rider.
I did a Lady Shine event. Another person that was like giving back and doing good stuff. Me, SA Artistry, Heartless, like we all, I'll make something. You want to rap? You want to waffle it off? You want to give it away? It's for a good cause. Do I dig poetry? I didn't care. But I'll tell you what, I went into this poetry thing and I had a very exact plan of what I had in my head and what I was going to make and what I was going to do. I started listening to these people. My plan was out the window. And I'm going to show you. I was like, oh, poetry, mental awareness. That was last month's like highlight thing, or like what they were like trying to focus on. I was like, well, Edgar Allan Poe. He was kind of dark, twisted. I'll do him. I'll put some poetry in it. I'm going to pull the piece out, and I'm going to show you what I made. But like listening to these people and the poetry and like good stories, erotic stories, sad stories, funny, like it was all over the map. I wasn't even like I didn't mean to grab that paint, whatever. Like it just it painted itself.
And Tarazu, man, somebody that come out of that group is amazing. Is rising.
So
Courtney, Bob,
Yes.
Courtney asked that you don't forget to mention the Heart Me thing. When
Say
you
it
get a
again?
chance. Courtney said to remind you to mention the Heart Me thing.
oh yes, we're not to that part of my story yet, but thank you.
Right on. Right on. Thank you, Courtney. We're in there.
Like I do portraits, and this was supposed to be like a clean cut Edgar Allan, maybe a couple ravens in the sky, and I started getting on the mental awareness thing, and then I was like hiding pieces of his poems all over it, and I was just like putting dark imagery because like whatever they were saying, I was like painting along with. Like I was listening to them and just going on. And this was not at all what I had planned. At all, because I don't paint dark. I like happy shit.
Dude, that is
So
so
cool.
freaking cool. I am a huge,
is.
huge Poe fanatic, and that painting is amazing.
That is dope, man. Damn, that's
amazing.
Well,
cool. Yeah.
so
I mean, it's all right. It's all right, Bob. It's all right.
You're a Poe fan? Well,
Yeah,
lot.
he's a, yeah.
when I mail you the Doty, I'll put this in the box and you can put it up somewhere. I made
For
it,
real though?
yeah, I made it for the event. I didn't make it for me. It didn't get raffled off, so it's gonna go to somebody that like cares about it, likes it. Maybe you,
Dude.
maybe you see
All right,
some
Bob.
people-
Since you're doing that, I'm
Bob,
gonna send
thank you,
the little
man.
print that I got from.
But wait,
I'm gonna
there's
follow
more.
you,
Yeah.
Bob. I'm gonna send you the little print from Project Zero. Since you're sending him that one,
But yeah, I mean,
that's awesome.
it's just gonna sit here and like,
But-
maybe in a year somebody's like, I have to have it. Like, I'll scan it and get it. Oh, we'll do this. Get it scanned and send me the digital thing, and you can keep the original. And if I ever want to make a print, I'll have it. Trade,
Dude, Bob, thank you.
shake on it.
Holy
Dude,
cow. Yeah, dude.
Shake on it. Shake on it, Chad.
For sure.
Shake the man, Chad.
For sure.
Screenshot that handshake, y'all. No,
Bob,
That's awesome.
Bob,
That's awesome.
Bob, did you know my birthday's tomorrow?
Mazel tov. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you very much.
Oh,
God dang, dude, thank you. My
So this
daughter's
was-
gonna trip. She loves Poe too.
so this was a 2-day painting event.
kid plays with.
Say it again.
Yeah.
This was a
Kid
2-day.
plays with squirrels. So that's a dope Poe piece coming from a Baltimore artist. We see so many, but that one is original. That's awesome, man. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it
That's
seemed like a pretty damn good compliment.
please compliment
Thank
me.
you,
I love it. It helps. But like, I didn't plan on finishing it that night because it was a 2-day event. But I always, I had an extra one in the chamber just in case. And I had started a Tupac piece, and this happened an hour ago. I'm going to say your name wrong.
Thank you.
Tarazu.
Looks slick.
Yeah,
Tarazu.
Tarazu. Yes, that's who I was talking about earlier. Yes.
On there, and she was on Rick's show last week, and she said she was just in my chat. I was like gearing up for this, practicing, glasses on, glasses off. I didn't know how I wanted to go with you guys, so I was just trying some shit out. And she was like, if I had won, like if they had pulled my ticket, she's like, I'd have got that Tupac piece she made the second night. And I was like, well, I made it for the poetry thing. You wasn't a featured poet. If you want it, we're in the same state. It's going to cost me $10 to ship. Like, so
That's awesome, man.
that was this. And it was,
Damn.
and I did like the rose that grew from the concrete. One of my poems I like by him.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
fire, man.
kind of gave it to her. She's going to pay for shipping, but whatever. And I'm going to send her a couple images of my work, and she's going to do poetry that coincides with it, like my Nipsey Hussle piece, because of how much that means to me.
That's gonna be dope, man. Cause she's my favorite one over there doing art and doing that.
Even though,
She's amazing.
like, my poetry event pieces didn't go that night. Well, this Edgar Allan Poe was an accident. Just it happens. But like
Right.
that happened an hour ago. So for them both to find a home to somebody that like likes it and is going to appreciate it the same night, I didn't make them for
Yeah.
anything else. I made them for that, and it was supposed to be given away. So that's what I'm going to do.
You're
That's-
freaking awesome, Bob.
But
That's amazing.
had Chad not said, "Oh, I'm a big Poe fan. My daughter likes Poe," like I'd have put it back on the shelf and it would have sat there. Like, okay, you like it? Here you go. It's
Hey,
like it's
so-
like a Mexican thing. Like I don't know if you guys know how that
Man.
but it was very similar.
Yeah, with Essay's
Yeah.
daughter. Oh yeah, I heard all about that. Yes. That's
Yes.
her daughter's favorite artist. You happened to do an image of, and then you sent it to her.
Happened to mention it in passing, and I was like, well, if you don't have to give me money for it, you could buy somebody shoes or get somebody a meal they need or put the money into that.
Well, let me interrupt you, Bob. Tell us how they can get some money to you, because you also you also do commissions and you also pay your bills with your art. So it is generous of you. We've mentioned numerous projects that you've done for free, dude, and we haven't mentioned some
Yeah.
that you're working on. There's some we haven't even got to yet. So tell us, if somebody wanted to order something from you or wanted to do a commission, how do they get in touch with you, or where do they buy your art at?
My name on here, Bob Not So Ross. You can message me. There's an I and a G, same exact name. You can message me there. Or bobnotsoross@gmail.com. But just don't put the
Right.
underscores in it on the email. It's just condensed. But like if you want something and like we can figure it out and you give me a little creative freedom, like I'll be like, it has to have this, it has to have like whatever. We'll talk about it. But if I think it's a cool idea or I get excited about it, like I'll take the job regardless. It just how fast you get it back will depend on if I like it or not.
Right. So that's
I
a
feel you
clue.
on
If he
that.
tells you it's going to be 6 months, then he might not like your idea.
I mean, I made you as a
If it's done the next day,
I made you as a stubby lumberjack, and I put Eric in a cape. Like if I think it's a cool idea, I'm happy.
Right. You were absolutely right to do that too.
This was
Yes.
a immaculate conception right here. It just kind of showed up the next morning.
That's
Like
a
an elf
brilliant
something.
piece, dude. Brilliant.
But
And
like,
it's the theory of colors.
I planned that.
Unbelievable.
I didn't plan it. But Finn was like, "Oh, he goes deep in it." And I was like, "I go hard in the paint." And I was like, "No, it was dumb luck. I just like those colors." But like like things like that happen for a reason. And
Yeah.
I just like to
Look
see
at what
it.
that inspired.
If you want this, bro, like put it on a shirt, put it on your album. I don't care. I don't want nothing from it. Like everything I've been through, this shit's a little worse. So
It-
if
That shit, that
if it's gonna cost me a $10 canvas at the end of the day, by all means, like I wish I had a little horn I could squeeze. Beep, beep. That's just me too.
Kid plays with squirrel says, so what you're saying is if requested Eminem as every version of Robin, it would be possible. Eminem is every version of Robin, I guess, like from Batman and Robin. You know how he
Yeah,
did that.
the video they did where like he was
Yeah,
Robin
yeah, yeah.
climbing up the thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's
I know the video. I can't remember the song that was on it.
That's funny.
But
That's funny.
like it brings me like yeah, if you want to message me, that's great. Message me here, come to my lives. If you don't figure out how to get to me, you message somebody else I'm friends with, Dirty, whoever, like they'll shoot me a message. Just let me know. If you have a
Yep.
project you want me to work on, I'm happy to if I like the idea or I think it's cool, I'm probably gonna be in if it's for a good cause. And speaking of good causes, it's time for a shameless plug by your neighborhood artist, Bob Not So Ross.
Make it happen, Bob.
Do it, Bob.
Everybody should know Nightmare, and if you don't know Nightmare, her name's Shannon, and she's dealing with something that. Am I allowed to say it?
Say whatever you want, Bob. I'll stand behind you, brother.
Yes,
Well,
we got you.
I know everybody knows the situation, but I didn't want to like say breast cancer.
You say whatever you want. Yeah, don't say prices,
Say it.
but say what you need
No,
to.
no. I meant like her situation.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah, absolutely,
It's not.
absolutely.
Yes.
I
Hey, Chris.
No.
I want to be respectful. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, we've told her story on here before, and I haven't spoken to her specifically about this time, but I'm pretty sure we have permission to tell her story
Okay.
anytime. So do your thing, bro.
Cat's out of the bag now. Shannon has breast cancer, and I was teaching myself. It was another self-growth journey. I saw people that speed paint, and I don't know how to do that, and I thought it was cool. So I came up with kind of like a guerrilla art program. And I was like, I'm gonna paint speed paintings, and I'm gonna put them around my local town, and write Bob Not So Ross on them, and make a video. And if you get it, you just make me a response video. And it was just to get my name out locally. Like this is gonna get taped to the side of a building somewhere, and I'm gonna leave it, and someone's gonna come along going, oh, that's cool, and I'm gonna write free, like you can take it, like no, and they're gonna be like, oh, who did it? And then they're gonna look me up, then they're gonna show their friends, and it was purely like a marketing strategy. And I saw somebody do a Freddie Mercury, and I ended up doing this Freddie Mercury.
That's amazing, man.
And Tiffany, painting at Tiffany's, everybody knows. Oh, there she is. I see the hand hearts. She was like, "Oh, that's so cool." She's like, "I don't think you know how much I love Freddie Mercury." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm practicing right now." And like this just it happened. Like I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I'm doing it." And I was like, "If you want it, just ship it to yourself." And you know, you can have it. And she's like, "Well, what if we make it available to other people? We'll give them a chance to possibly own it." And I was like, and we talked about Shannon's situation and how it could possibly benefit her, and I love that idea.
She's
So,
over here, and she said, "Say what you want."
oh, she just sent me hand hearts too.
Right.
Got it over here too. Said yes, you can say what you need.
So Tiffany set up a link tree. I made a video a couple weeks, and I'm gonna hound Jens with this video and the details and the ways that you could possibly win this one of a kind. I'm sorry, I'm Vanna Whiting. But like
Awesome.
it's gonna go to a great place, and it's gonna help somebody, and it's gonna help with like her recovery time, and it's gonna make it more comfortable, and like she's dealing with something that like I can't fathom. Like I'm never gonna have to deal with. I can't say never. Like, I'm a little big. I have a little movage, but you know, maybe. But like it's not something that's possibly gonna happen to me. Like
Straight millennial.
so, I was gonna give this away on a waffle thing. And we set up a thing in Tiffany's page, and it's a link tree, and it's got certain things that you can send 10 donuts to. And we're going to put your name on a wheel or in a fishbowl, depending on how many people show out or want a chance for it. And when we draw your name, I think her surgery is
August 1st.
August 1st. Thank you. I was going to say July 1st, but I knew it wasn't that soon.
August.
We're going to draw this like a week or so prior so they can acquire that and then put it towards like the aftercare or like the kitty or getting Tiffany there or getting Shannon whatever she may need that insurance might not take care of or her family can't provide. That's what the donuts from this is going to help take care of. So
Absolutely.
I don't know, like it's the same size as this Toby Keith. It's like 33 by 33 inch.
It's a beautiful piece.
Same size as that
Amazing
two
piece.
and like I was just gonna give it to Tiffany anyway, but she liked it. But we're gonna take it. I'll give her a print of it, and then it's gonna go help somebody else. But like that's what we're doing with this. And like Gin has shared the video, Chad has shared the video, I've shared the video, Tiffany, Eric the airbrush artist.
I'll share it again too.
I'm gonna make more. They're gonna get hounded with it. There's too many people that like threw in like shares, likes, comments, everything to drive the traffic on this video to mention. I don't want anyone to feel left out, believe me.
Right. Yeah, we have that problem all the time. Yeah.
Everyone that's involved and like that's what it's gonna go to. And it's just it was me messing around, they liked it, whatever. Like it's gonna go to a good home, it's gonna help a good person, and like that's kind of like the basis of why I do this.
So here's the recap on that particular reason or the one that you do. That particular Freddie Mercury piece was done. Tiffany liked it. He was going to send it to Tiffany, and Tiffany said, "Well, wait a minute. Maybe we can use this to raise something," because she is going to be flying from Washington State to Ohio for like the week before her mastectomy, and then a week or two afterwards. Her family is on board. They're helping out. They're all pitching in. She's literally going to be leaving for maybe 2.5 or 3 weeks to go prior to the surgery and post-surgery because Shannon's mom is in her 80s and she just doesn't have that many people around that could be helpful. So Bob has been kind enough, and SA Artistries is behind the scenes trying to help out too. Tiffany's behind the scenes. Chad will be behind the scenes. And what we would like to do was, to the extent possible, like Chad said, get Tiffany there, get Shannon with whatever's left over, get Shannon whatever she might need or might not be available to her, whatever help. So, dude, is so admirable of you to do that. And it's another example of you taking the initiative to help someone when you didn't have to, man. It's just a character thing, and you have all of it.
And art helped me like heal physically, mentally, emotionally. And like if the things that came out of all of that can help somebody else, that's like kind of why I do what I do.
It's powerful, man. It's powerful. It's powerful. And you're so good at what you do, it gives it even more power. If you weren't worth the shit, it wouldn't matter, right? Nobody would care. But you're really good at what you do, and you choose to use that talent in a positive, constructive way. And you weren't always a person that would have done that. Just like I'm not always a person that would have done this show. I mean, growth, right?
Yeah. There's the theory of people. Love that Doty piece behind you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Oh, there's Doty's in the chat right now. I see him.
So here's what they can do. I'm gonna tell them real quick, Bob. Anybody?
Doty.
Bob set the standard. That piece you see behind Bob right now, he did after John Doty's show 2 weeks ago, and John Doty is going to have access to this art. Chad is helping set up a merch account, and I, to some extent, am helping set that up. This is going to be digitized. Doty's going to have that available on mugs and shirts and his album cover or whatever it is he wants to do with it. And there's other artists that have followed Bob's example and have done the same thing. Theory Radio stepped up, and they have picked Doty up. Now, they've been rolling together for a long time, but they actually put out Doty's single. It's Okay, the single that he did with Adam DeLisi, and that song is now available for less than $1 on Theoria. So if you'll go to my bio and you go download, there's access. You can click on a link that'll take you to the Theoria website. There's a link that'll take you to the Theoria app. Download the app. It is absolutely free.
Puzzle piece. Got it.
Bob Not So Ross.
That's puzzling.
Thank you, Chris.
But
Bob Not So Ross.
I did it the wrong way though. I didn't know I had to go through Theoria Radio. And I didn't understand that. I was like, oh, it's here. Like,
Heard that.
my bad.
Heard that.
But
No worries. If you go to the app and you download the app and
it's
you look
important to
at
go
their
through the Theoria app to do it because that's where it's the most beneficial.
most helpful. And if you look at the top 10, you can find It's Okay at number 2. And on the right side of It's Okay, the song, there's an arrow pointing down. If you click on that, it'll take you to the link for literally less than 3 digits total. You can download that song, and it goes directly to Mr. Doty, and that is a passive income source for him that was created by Theoria Radio. And the thing Chad is putting together, and the thing that our buddy Bob Not So Ross right here set the tone on, is also going to be a passive source of income for Doty to use. So that was done by artists on this platform with the initiative of people like this guy right here.
And had Jens not interviewed him or had him give a chance to tell, maybe I never heard of him. Maybe I never knew. I love the story, his positive energy, like how many curveballs, hard left turns, whatever road he went down. Maybe I never heard it. And like maybe someone never knew my thing. That's why I had no issues telling the ABCs of me. Like that him story, his thing made me want to make that. And
That's awesome, man.
I didn't make it for me. I didn't make it for anybody. I made it for him. So that's why it's going to him. That's why
And it's helping him.
It's going to the poet because it was. You know what I mean? Like they go where they're meant to be gone. Like or they go where they're meant to be. I use the bad grammar.
Yes.
You want to, like I'm babbling at this point.
No, you're good. You're actually good, Bob. You're doing for real, man. You're doing an amazing job. What we talked about in the pre-interview was we wanted people to kind of understand where you're coming from and what you're about and why you do what you do and how you do it. Because my concern, and Chad will bring this up too on occasion, is you're so generous and so kind. We also want to make sure it don't get lost in the shuffle, but this is how you eat. This is how you pay your bills. So,
And I wasn't that way for a very long time, so I'm working on extra credit.
So that's amazing, right? Right, but that's amazing that now you're turning around and helping other artists as well, giving them advice and tips, and how do they get better, and how do people come to you now, like, hey man, how do I do this, or what do you think about this, and that's amazing, man, that you make yourself available like that for people because it is time consuming, and it can become a headache, dude. It can become, I'm telling, I get it. It can become an insane headache. So you manage it well with such humility and such kindness, man. It's just it is an amazing story.
I love pressure. You, like,
Yeah.
my buddy called me, and
What's up, Toast?
he's an oil well, he's an oil rig worker, and he's gone for 2-3 months at a time. He came and picked me up. We went fishing. I stayed at his cabin for the week he was home. Calls me the next week. He's like, "Hey, I want you to paint my daughter sitting on one of our cane corsos for my wife for Mother's Day." I was like, Mother's Day's 4 days away. He's like, "Can you do it?" I was like, "Well, I can absolutely do it. I'm just saying a little heads up would have been nice."
It's gonna cost you.
Well, I did it. And he gave it to her. They just announced they're going to have a second baby. And I can't wait to paint that one. Because this kid has been my friend since we were 12 years old. And I'm even better friends with his older brother, who's my partner in crime.
Right on, literally. Literally.
But like, no, like it meant something to them. They liked it. Like, like he took me fishing. We went up there. He wouldn't let me pay for gas. He wouldn't let me pay for nothing. You want your daughter sitting on a cane corso with happy first Mother's Day ever? Yeah, 4 days I got you.
You got it.
But I love the idea. So,
Right.
he asked
That's
me.
the thing, y'all. Inspire the man, and he comes up with some amazing art. I've seen it happen.
If he asked me for Bozo the Clown playing Skip It or Scattergories, I'd have been like, it's gonna be a minute, like because like that's weird. But like I liked it, So
That's awesome.
that's why I don't care if I sit here for 12 hours and like finish a painting in a night.
Of course.
I was like, where'd he go? I was like, Dodie, get back under
There he is. He's in the chat.
But
Yes,
like,
man. We love you, John.
I thought it was
Absolutely,
cool.
brother.
That's why I did it. That's why I didn't care if I sat up all night. That's why, Eric's wearing a cape in my other room. Like,
Yeah, dude, that is. I love that one. Eric, the airbrush artist, is a superhero comic, dude. It's
let's
just.
not
And
forget
you
about
pulled
your
it
extra
off.
tight. Let's not forget about the extra tight flannel I put you in.
Hey, I did look. I did
That's
look kind
existing.
of fly in the flannel, man. I look way better than I actually look. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
The song from Monty Python about the lumberjack was the cheer.
Yes, of course.
The cherry on top.
Absolutely.
I was like-
Absolutely.
And I was like, I didn't like know you then, and I was like, I hope he's okay because this is kind of a flighty song.
Hey, I've told you, man. Throw me under the bus. It's cool. Hey, it's all good. It's for
But, like-
art. It's
like,
all good.
You understood where it came from, and like my initial idea when you said the comic book thing, you, Chad, Essay, Eric, like y'all was gonna be like the Fantastic Four on a storyboard. Chad was about to become a superhero. Essay was gonna be a superhero, but, and then Gary.
She already is. They already are superheroes, actually.
I
They
was
just
like,
don't have capes yet.
like yous are gonna be the Thundercats, and like Gary the goat, like, Snarf the mascot, like that.
One day you got to do that, man. You got to do that one day.
I was talking about it on my live earlier, gearing up for this, and I was like, I'll get. You know what?
That's funny, man.
I have a 24 by 30 right here. I'll make like a comic book board, and I don't know what the storyline's gonna be, but like Gary's gonna be
Whatever you
Snarf,
want it to be.
and like it's gonna be be I guarantee that. Yous are getting capes and phasers and. Gary's
A
got,
plane.
Yes.
like when the comic book character idea was like, and it ain't like you called me and said like, hey, blah blah blah. It was this, and you threw it out there. I was like, that's hilarious. It's happening. But,
Yeah, we were all
like,
just vibing.
I just kind of went into, oh, I'm gonna do that, and I was like, I could do this, I could do this, and I was like, well, let me just get him done. Let me put a cape on the man. Like, let me get his golden airbrush of justice. Like, let me get all that on there, and then I can like build extra characters. You know,
Golden airbrush of justice.
you didn't
Oh,
see
yeah, I
It's
did.
kind of like it was like Blade, Superman,
Oh.
Wonder Woman all like came together and had a
I
baby.
love it.
And I just put Eric's face on it.
It was excellent.
It's amazing, dude. I love it.
Like,
Absolutely love it.
Like your beard's gonna be like Extendo Man or Stretch Armstrong. It's gonna be the last. It's gonna be like hooking people, like something like just weird shit. But like that's what I think is fun. And
It's like
Burnham
Spawn's
Design
cake.
said, Burnham Design said, have them fighting Dr. Hate. That's awesome. Dr. Hate. We're all after him. Or her. Dr. Hate might not be a him.
it'll be like Dr. Claw's thing. It'll just be like the hand petting the cat all the time. From its
I'll get you, Gadget.
the mythical naysayers of the abyss. Or, I don't know, something weird.
Yes.
And I'll put like Thanos gems on his hand or whatever. Or, whoever.
Well, hey, speaking
That's
of
funny.
superheroes, those of you that he just mentioned that are able to, after this show, we would like to have a meeting, please. We're going to discuss the upcoming trip and some stuff Bob's got going on, some stuff Chad's got going on. So just anybody that's still in here that runs with us, we're having a meeting. Thank you, Tiffany.
You know who you
That was
are.
for you. That was for you, Tiffany. And
Penny,
S.A. and Eric.
That's it.
So, Bob, tell me this, man. Has anything that I've said so far been an inaccurate representation, or anything we need to correct? Anything you feel like we need to revisit?
Not that I see. Not.
What,
I don't.
What
I don't
about?
think so.
Is there anything that we didn't cover that you would like to cover, or that we didn't get to that we discussed in the interview that I'm forgetting, or something? Because from my notes we covered it, but I want to make sure you cover all the grounds you want to cover.
Throw that because I was like spiraling.
Well, just the big picture. We didn't talk about like the graffiti and the pinstripes and kind of like
Whoa.
that part of the process. If you wanted to mention that.
Well, that's like another like a lowbrow art, rat think, that kind of thing. Something else that I found, and I decided to teach myself how to do it. Like I decided to teach myself how to try speed painting, and I did a video yesterday. I was like working on a one-way sound, just doing some like one-stroke script. So I put like a little Bob Not So Ross on here. Excuse me, Mr. Shakur. Your time in the light is over. But like, if you guys know the movie Blood In, Blood Out,
Yep.
I kind of made him, but I made him rat fang.
Uh-huh.
It like fit that style. We're like the Big Daddy Ed Roth monster hands running shifters. Like this is like what I love about this kind of stuff.
Right on.
Wizard, Wizard, like in his like ratty characters and stuff like this. Like, I'm not good at this yet. I'm still learning, but I come down here and I practice, and I haven't really been doing it as much because I've had so many other things going on. But like, I picked them up again last night, and I made this and just did a time lapse just to see if I still had it, and. It's there. It just needs a little polish. But like that's, like it's gonna be the next adventure. It's gonna be the next thing I master. It's my next hurdle. My next learning how to walk again kind of thing. But I fell in love with this kind of art. The way I fell in love with like the Mac stuff that like started this crazy journey. So this is a piece I didn't show you, but like I talked about the Mac Miller event I did and how it kind of set this in motion. And somebody asked me like, "Hey, that event's coming up again," and I was like, "Man, I haven't painted Mac in almost 2 years." And I said, "I should do one." and I should do it just to see like how I've evolved from like less graffiti-ish. And I would never use skin tones. God, I didn't know how to blend a face, you know. But like it still has a little bit of me in it. But
Yo,
you know,
dope, man.
oh,
That's tight.
and I was trying to figure out how I wanted to like release it. I'm in Pittsburgh. He is Pittsburgh. Like, do I like guerrilla style it and just put it out there and be like, hey, this is mine. If you want it, like I did this art show 2 years ago, have at it. Like, and I was like, well, I'm really close to a milestone in sales. And I was talking to Hanson. Yeah, everybody knows Hanson, right?
Ambassador. That's our
Ambassador.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you,
I
Jay.
was like, there was a guy that came in the chat and he was just giving everybody the business. And like, you didn't go to art school. You can't do this. Why do you have a small brush? It's like, go fly a kite, pal. Like we make
Right.
stuff. It looks cool and people like it. If I didn't spend $50K on a degree, it's, you know, I
So
fast
they-
tracked myself. I got a bachelor's degree. I got a bachelor's degree from a nursing home. Like, kick rocks.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And he's like, what makes you an artist? And the lid was coming off the jar. I can take it. But like when he was talking to Enigma and the things he was saying, or like putting people down, or talking about, you know, oh, you glue diamonds to a page. Shut up. If it helps them get through their day and they ain't hurting nobody, why do you give a shit?
Right.
You know, be
Right.
nice. Give them an attaboy. Even if it sucks, tell them, hey, I like it. Like, just, it's no skin off your nose. Like, just be a nice person.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and I've been very, you know, this isn't political, but I've been the very far right and very far left on nice person. And this side's way better. And because like,
Well, look.
8, 9 years ago, I was that ass. And it's like he needs
Hey,
to have
man.
he needs to have a come to Jesus meeting, take himself down a peg or two, and yeah, but like
You're right.
but
The haters are out.
my moment of cockiness was like, what makes you an expert? And I was like, 295 sold paintings. That's what makes me an expert. Like
Woo! Yes, that'll do it.
I pulled my commission,
Damn.
and I was like, we can go through what it was, who it went to, the subject matter, like what it sold for, you know. And I just,
love it.
you know,
I love it.
and I was like, that's what gives me like the authority or the right, or
Yes.
because I said so. At the end of the day, is why. And Hanson was like, how many? I was like, 295. I said, I kept track from the Jack Skellington Oogie Boogie to, what was the last one I saw? I did a David Bowie, and when that girl came to pick up the David Bowie, she was getting that one. It was a commission. She took a Buddy Holly, she took a Native American headdress piece, and she took a Bob Marley. She came to get one and left with that.
Yes.
That's $299. After
Oh,
this,
yeah.
and then a girl I went to high school with was like, hey, Father's Day, I need Motley Crue. My husband loves them. I was like, it's done. I put some gold leaf in it. She picked it up yesterday. I was like, that's $300. And I was like, so, in true Bob Not So Ross fashion, I want to do something cool because of 300 sales. And I was like, when I hit 300, like that's, you know, that's substantial, I think.
Yes. Hell yeah.
I mean, I talk to people on here all the time, and they're like, I've sold 10, and I've been an artist for 10 years. And I was like, well, I'm just lucky, or, you know, one of God's favorites. I don't know. But, like, my neighbor's mom passed, and her sister called me and was like, hey, can you do a memorial? And I was like, I hate memorials, but I got you, because we went to school together, and you're good people. So I made it. The sister didn't know about it. Christmas Day, she's like, oh, you live 2 doors down. Walk up. We're having a party. I'm like, all right, so we're going to surprise her in front of the family. Check time. Like, and she's like, how much? And I was like, I lost my mom. And that's why this all started. I know what she's dealing with. Keep your money. Like, it just, how do you? Like, $50. I need to pay for my supplies. Screw my supplies. I went through what you're going through.
Empathy, bro.
So
Empathy.
that act of kindness got me 7 jobs. I charged those people. But like, you know, like they saw that, they liked what I made.
Yes.
I did things
Yes.
with like a local motorcycle club. Somebody else wanted the same portrait. I made her daughter one, a small one for her desk. Like, just like so. If I give something away or I do something nice, and it helps somebody or somebody just appreciates it or whatever,
Yes.
I'm gonna get it back down the road. I don't care if it's tomorrow, 2 weeks, 10 years. It's coming back.
Yes.
Circle we talked about earlier.
And yes, and you know, you were talking about the haters, man, and they're thick and they are out there and they are constant and it never ends. And I'm sorry you have to deal with it, man.
Thank
It
you,
sucks
babe.
because you navigate it well and you don't allow it to make you erupt and act an ass or go back to how you used to be or whatever. You just kind of look, man. I'll tell you, since we've been doing the show, I got a message that says, "Wow, watching your show right now shows how narcissistic you really are." So this show will be loaded over like it always is on the TikToks. I'm sorry, on the YTubes
I didn't know
with
you could.
all the other ones. And anybody that feels that way can go over there and feel free to watch it and find all the narcissism in a show that is about somebody else. It's beautiful, man. No matter what you do, there's going to be people that hate that you're doing it. So don't worry about it, bro. Just keep doing your thing. And that seems to be what actually pisses them off, that you choose to just do your thing without being upset that they don't want you to do your thing. So do it, man.
I said it the other day.
Do what you do.
I don't know how to word this. Like I said it kind of to you the other day, and it's like I do what I do because it seems to work, and it like trickles down, and it's Denzel from like Remember the Titans. Like it's Novocaine. Just let it soak in. It's gonna work eventually. Like it's
Yeah. Don't worry, Nigma. It ain't nothing new. That happens all the time. This is just the latest iteration. It ain't like that's why it's like at this point we're used to it because it's cyclical. Like Bob was saying, every 4, 5, 6 weeks, the same kind of thing rolls around. So, but we all deal with it. We all deal with it on this platform, and that's kind of what the point is that
it's never gonna go away.
you can choose to be hateful about it, or you can choose to just keep doing your thing. And Bob just uses it as motivation to get better, which I think is awesome.
I just like I move it up a post and then
yeah, then it's gone.
my
So
old way clearly didn't work.
yeah, man. So here's what I think, Bob.
I might
You
punch
do
him.
what you do. and
Italo,
I'll stand
it's
behind
this
you
one.
100%. 100%. Yes.
That one, Italo.
So
Was that by
So
chance
I-
a cuts all bit? Was that a cuts all bit? Can we say cuts all?
It was. It was.
Dad happens to love cuts all. I happen to love Liquitex. Liquitex Professional.
heard that, Nightmare.
Liquitex Professional.
Liquitex Professional. Like
Get
cuts
some.
all, his chosen brand.
And now you got copy of that, bro. That's awesome. And hey, Nightmare's over here, and she says that's why I only come to your show, Chad's, and a few others because people are mean. Yeah, I mean Nightmare has been over here. The person that you were talking about earlier, that Tiffany is going to go help out, and she's literally going through chemo treatments, and that's why we were all there, is because each week we go hang out with her, as you know. And there's people coming through being hateful, trolling during that situation. So that's why she moved it over to another platform most of the
There's-
time.
And,
Um,
but like even on that, like there's some like shade casted from time to time on the old app.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's a shame.
at the end
Oh,
of the
yeah.
day,
But
like,
we just don't give it oxygen.
if it's not like paying my rent or putting Cheerios in my cabinet,
Right. Chad Rebart Live contains themes that may
Live
find
restricted.
uncomfortable. If you continue going live with them, your live will be unavailable to some audiences.
Who
I
got
am not
restricted?
disconnecting chat.
Did
I'm
I get
hitting
restricted?
cancel. Uh,
Who
I
got?
guess we're both
Trade.
restricted because I'm
I
not
was
kicking Chad
trading
out.
or using tobacco. Oh my lord!
You
Shut
held
up.
up your cut saw thing. You held up the cut saw thing. And I don't care if I get dinged because we know that I don't give a shit. So, Ezra, help him out. As far as me, I don't care.
I'm not gonna let you guys.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna let you guys go down.
It could have just been the person who called you a narcissist popping on me or something. Who knows?
Who knows? It don't matter. But
I don't care.
we got remedies for that too. So, Chad, you need to quit selling hateful things over there. So, Bob, tell us this, bro. How is it that like looking backwards, the man that you are now, looking back at the evolution of that guy, where are you at on that? Where do you feel like, where are you in that process? Are you still part that guy and part the new guy, or do you feel like you've evolved already, or
He's still in there. I just don't let him out. Like, and
word?
I have a grasp on it, and
I feel you.
Me too, bro.
or like acting and not thinking was a big issue. Now I think before, like I said, there's flare-ups.
All of us,
But
we're human. We're human.
my flare-ups happen here, like in my studio, like when I'm watching Netflix, and it's nothing I'll ever let anybody see.
Right.
Or
Right. Yeah,
it's
that's
something,
behind the scenes stuff.
it's something I'm gonna try really hard not to let anybody see. Or
Right on.
go back to that lifestyle. I don't know. Like I made changes. And October 8th will be 4 years that I haven't had a drink. I don't miss it. Like
Right
Goofy,
on.
like I know, like he keeps track of his days. And you'll get where I'm at one day, but you can't think about next month. You got to think about tomorrow. What's in the next 10 minutes? You can control that. You can't control next month.
Right.
So
Right.
stand back.
Well, that's another good example, right? Control what you can, and that's something you can control, what you put in your body. So, until you can't, and I get that that's a battle. It's a battle. I understand that.
A
But
lot of my reaction was related to what I drank Milo's sugar-free tea, and when it was a hops and barley mixture, it didn't always have the best results.
I heard that.
I didn't think I was an asshole. I thought I was delightful. Like, but like you did this. You
Right.
did
We
that.
all.
I'm like,
Yeah.
did I?
All right.
And like, I don't want to like preach, but like, if that's something like somebody's like, I'm sure it's 100 people, like maybe people here like dealing with it. And it's just you gotta want it and see better, and maybe it's because of your kid, maybe it's because of this. Like I had liver failure, I didn't want to die. Like yeah, it was more because of the medicine that gave me an allergic reaction, but it also didn't help, and that's what put me into like the extenuating circumstance of what it was. But it's something I don't need. It's
Right on.
don't drink, I don't care. But if you want to talk about it or like message me, I'm here. Like I didn't talk to somebody or take a class or get touched by some power. I just knew it wasn't for me no more, and kind of how it just kind of gonna take it off and like leave it there and walk away from it. That's what worked for me. Now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't know. Can I say
Heard
no? Like, no one knows. But I just know I don't want it, and I don't miss it. And that's all that matters right now.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah. Hey, you've come to terms with where you're at. Mondo says, "Love Bob. I knew him when with some of this."
Yeah. Me and Mondo and my friend Natalie Marie. Natalie's in Alaska right now, but like when I first got access, me, him, and her, Josh, we would sit up and just BS and paint, or look at this, I'm making that, and like he showed me how to watercolor, and my first one was horrible. You know, but like I did more watercoloring, and I like plugged away at it and tried things, and like, but he's one of the people like the first lives, and if I go
He's
on,
amazing. He's
I
super
always stop
helpful
in
to
and say
folks,
hi.
man.
Or sometimes I can't stay, or I'm trying to do something, but like if I see you, I'm gonna like consciously make like, hey, what's going on? You know, blah blah blah. But sometimes
Right.
I'll stay for an hour. Sometimes I'll go live and join you. Sometimes I'm like, my eggs are boiling. I'll see you later. Like,
Right. Right. I get it, man. It's hard to manage too. And the thing is, Bob, you're so good at what you do and you help so many people, that attracts even more people to you. And then you got to deal with that and the time constraints and the limitations on not being able to be everywhere at the same time in the same place. And you manage it well, man. You're humble, you're kind, you're thoughtful, and I respect the hell out of you, dude. I appreciate you, man.
I
I
appreciate
really
it.
do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Chad, what you got? Is there anything that we missed or you'd like to bring up, Chad? I know that you hadn't got to say much here, so spit.
Man, I've just been listening. No, I don't think I have a whole lot of input. I mean, Bob's one of the real ones, y'all. Like, I knew this before this thing, and I know even more now. And I hope y'all know more now. Because
Yes.
y'all always out there looking for the real ones and the positive people who actually make movements instead of talking. It's your guy.
That's right, Dirty.
Burnham
guy
said,
right
Bob, thank you for sharing your story. Glad to know more about you as another awesome human.
Yes.
Jay says, Bob, you're an inspiration. And Jay has said some other nice stuff about you, too. I just hadn't been able to keep up with the chat. Several people over here have been. So can we do this right now, folks, if we would? In all three chats, what's your favorite color, Bob? Red.
Me?
Yeah.
Green.
Green. I was just messing with essay there. So Bob's favorite color is green, y'all. So if y'all would please, let's do the Again Project thing that we do and drop green hearts all through the chats and all of the different chats for Bob Not So Ross. And then he's got
There we
copy
go.
because we're co-hosting this. Get you some screenshots, Bob, because you
Yeah.
know the chat doesn't show up in the live portion. But thank y'all. Start dropping some green hearts, everybody.
Thank you,
Show our guy
Nightmare.
here some love. Thank you very much, Enigma. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you, Sean Savage Ross.
I actually,
Jay.
Sean
Moose.
Savage Rush. He's another like away worker in oil paints. I love his stuff too.
He just dropped a bunch of green hearts on you. Big Mama Lex did. Moose did.
Oh, yeah.
We got Enigma, Jay,
Palette.
Sean,
What up,
Dude.
Big Mama?
Essay. All of them coming through. My chat is full of green hearts, y'all.
Yep, yep.
Oh, I can see it over here.
There you
Let's
go.
See if I can get it quick. Screenshot of that. There we
Let's
go.
see.
Heard that. So look, man, if there's nothing that we haven't covered, or if you'd like to go over anything again, make sure we get it right, or if there's anything else you want to say, I'll ride with you as long as you want to chat. On the other hand, if you feel like we've covered the ground that you wanted to cover, then that's a wrap.
Well, there ain't really much more to it. I love doing it. It helps me. I can help people with it. Makes me a better person. Yes. Most of the ABCs of me.
Man, you're an absolute
I know.
treasure to the art community, to the human condition, and to I like it. Hey, pull out the chain. There you go.
Wow.
That's the dude that would have showed up a while
Oh.
back and been all up in your business, doing some gangster shit. That's him right there.
All you need to
Give him that
know,
hard look, Chad. Give him that hard look for him.
I'm the best there is, plain and simple. At the end of the day,
He's the greatest. Wait. He the greatest of all time. The GOAT.
Gary's the GOAT. We all know that.
So y'all, don't
It comes
forget,
natural.
check in on Nightmare, our good friend. Make sure you also get with Tiffany if you would like to support that effort, or get with Bob if you would like to support that effort.
Message
To
me.
get
I'll give you the details. I'll direct you to her link tree or send them to you privately if you just want like the code for things. Just inbox me here, the IG, email me, whatever you got to do.
Absolutely. If you have some Doty art that you need to get, go ahead, Bob. What you got, buddy?
I'm so sorry. Like Johnny just said this, and this was a thing me and her came up with. And I was talking about the 300 painting, and then I got on that Kentucky dude, and I spoiled him. But I was trying to figure out how I can do something cool for everyone that like supported, shared, liked. Hey, sent somebody my way. Like they didn't get it. They didn't get something off people. They showed me somebody, and they liked it, and they did. And it all comes back to the like beginning thing about like putting good out and good comes. And I wanted to do something to celebrate my 300th painting, and it's 301 technically now because of Tupac, but we're not counting him. Because I said the 300 thing, and then that just kind of organically happened after. But like they were like, you could do subscriptions, you could do this, and I don't. Oh, there it goes. It's a heart.
There it is. There it is.
So like I didn't want to do something or Mr. Krabby like me first dollar. Like I didn't want to do that, and everyone does the heart me thing anyway, and I wanted to know like when I hit 100 in the heart me thingies, I, Bob Not Ross, am gonna do a painting. Well, I was gonna like set all my paintings up and let them pick what one they wanted. I was gonna take all of my first 100 heart me's, put it in a bowl. Here you go. All right, I'm covering the shipping, whatever. It's a click. That's all I cared about. And I want to see if I can get 100. I know I can because I started the day with 60 and I'm at 85 or 83. And I was like, well, I'll set all my paintings up. Like, the BB King. I didn't show you guys this. I did this the other day. Like, I was like, maybe I'll
BB King.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do, like, maybe it'll be the Poe. Maybe it'll be, like, something in the other room. I don't know. Like, I almost ended myself. I almost hung up. But Johnny came up with a really cool idea. And she's like, well, you're not Bob Ross. I said, clearly. She said, but what if Not Ross paints a Bob Ross, and that's what he gives the people. So,
that's dope.
Yes.
I love it. That's awesome.
In my style,
What's up, Indigenous?
My namesake, or the joke that turned into a business.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna do when I hit 100 heart me's. Everybody's name is going to go into a fishbowl or a wheel or whatever, and I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to paint a Bob Not Ross, and it might look like the Doty piece, it might be like Chad's new Poe piece, it might be like the baby, it might be like this back. It's going to be whatever comes out of me, but I'm basically at the end of the day going to do a Bob Ross in my style. First 100 heart me's. There's 83 already, so there's not a lot of options left, but next time I'm live, whatever. If it goes crazy, I'll push it to 200, or I'll add another painting to it. I don't know. This kind of just happened today, and I'm basically gonna pull him out of fishbowl, and you're gonna get one of my paintings. It's literally just the only thing you're gonna have to do is push that little orange heart. And if you want to,
right on.
If you can't, I completely understand. Either way, I want to do something. Oh, there's another heart.
There it is. There it is.
Go
get load them up.
I just want to
get them. Heart me's, y'all.
Everybody goes to bat. Like everybody gets a chance to play. But it was just like me being excited and happy about like a goal that I hit. And I don't know it because I almost took the lid off the jar a couple of weeks back. It said 295. That's what makes me an authority. And I was like,
wait a minute, 300's got to be it.
Dim it down now.
Hey man, you got a couple people over here that commented. Enigma said, Rob, not so boss. I love that. And Moose, who does the cool, Thank you.
Candace.
Does the cool show. Moose and Can do that show together where they do art at the same time, which I just think is amazing.
Candy's one of
He
the
said,
first artists I met on here, and we went on
Mo-
Instagram, and I was like, "Look at
yes,
this, look at this," and she's like, "Oh, look, I have a." I said, "You should do a cow getting abducted by a flying saucer." And she's like, "I have that over here. Go look." And we've been sending stuff back since like my unveiling, whenever I was allowed
yes.
to do this, and
Love me some can do.
So Moose said, here's what Moose said. Moose said, anytime you want to learn how to do anything that I know how to do, I'll do it for free, Bob. So get up with Moose, and he's going to even up your game even further.
Yeah.
I guess I got to get Procreate out.
All right, man. So y'all make sure that you get over to Bob's spot and give him a little heart me, and he'll add your name, and you could potentially end up winning a Bob Not So Ross painting that is a painting of Bob Ross. He also did the Doty joint. He's also done some Mac Miller stuff. He's also done a bunch of other stuff. Get up with him, y'all.
The Nightmare Project.
Moose said he's been waiting for this his entire life, so he's ready. It's the first question he asked you. So, dude, I'm really happy that you came on this show, man. I don't think that there's anybody that's more deserving, and I think that you've acquitted yourself amazingly, sir.
It was fun.
Yes, applause for everyone. Applause for Bob for sure. I'm gonna do Bob. If interrupt me, dude. If you think of something else or whatever, man, I'm just gonna do a little housekeeping, and then we're gonna put a wrap on it. And yeah, if y'all don't mind, Bob likes green, y'all. Bob likes green. So when you see Bob, drop some green hearts on him. Feel free to go by his page and check out some of his art. Give him a like, give him a share, give him a comment. Those little things that we can do to help each other, because this is a man that actually lifts up the rest of the community as he rises. So please give Bob your support. Thank all of y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. We got some stuff coming up with Tiffany to try to get her over there, so keep an eye out. Bob's going to let you know about that. Thank you for all the green hearts. I hope y'all's chat is full of green hearts like mine is. It's so cool. And we've got you can go over to Theory of Radio. I've got a link there that'll take you to their website, but go to the app. Go download the app. It doesn't cost anything, and if you sign up for their little email, then you'll get a shot. Like when Doty's song came out, they sent out a thing saying, hey, Doty's song dropped. So doesn't cost you anything. You can go check that out. Look in my link tree on my bio. You will find all Chad Rev's merch, a link to his link tree. A link to his merch. You'll find a link to SA Artistry's merch. You'll soon be able to find a link to Tiffany's. There's also a link on there for Eve's Artistry, who did that painting right there. So we're trying to build a community here, folks. If you're willing to come with us, cool. Come on with us. If not, no worries. Do your thing. We'll support. If we're all rowing in the same direction, we'll support you if we can anyway. Whether we're on the same page or not, we'll still support you if you're out there trying to do good stuff. So thank everybody for coming in. Chad, you got anything else, buddy?
Yes. Reminder, there will be no Chad Rev art show this Thursday. I'm going to be at a skating party with my kid. Also, make sure to follow Chad Rev Art and the GIN Project on the FB, the IG, and the YTubes.
When you go roller skating, make sure you wear your thick pants.
Yes.
Man,
when parachute pants came out?
I meant padded in the butt in case you have a old man moment to take a spill.
I got
Damn.
no padding. I got no padding.
I know you don't. I just meant to pad.
I'd rather rot it.
Oh shit. Video or it never happened. I'll see what I can do about that.
Thank you, S.
Y'all make sure to check out Bob So Ross. Good man, doing amazing art, helping lots of people, and please don't lose that spicy ass attitude, Bob. We love it. We love it.
Stuff.
Go like
also
his stuff.
check out Essay on the Weekend Woosaw. Make sure you catch her this coming weekend.
Saturday mornings you can catch me and Essay early Saturday mornings doing our thing. I'm usually doing some flow state stuff, and she's working on her project. And if you catch me and Chad on a flow state together, the potential exists. You might get a window. So make sure you got your notifications turned on. Turn your notifications on for Bob. Turn your notifications on for Chad. And if you want, turn them on for the Gin Project. And the other thing we can do as a community is make sure to follow each other's backup accounts. My backup account, the Gin Project account you're on, has a white background with black lettering. My backup account has white lettering with a black background. So go follow Chad's backup. Go follow Bob's backup, because Bob said shit that'll get him banned, and he needs a backup count. That way they can't shut him down. So
Bob Not So Ross with just extra S's, no spaces.
there you go. Chad, what's your backup?
Mine is the Chad Rev Gallery.
Chad Rev Gallery, y'all. Go hit him. Hit essays.
The Chad Rev Gallery. One word.
And I don't know how many followers you need anymore to use your backup count. I think it's 1,000 to go live or whatever and all that stuff. So
I need to get it set up.
4 for a voice, 8 for a box, like video, and then 1,000 to launch your own live.
right on, right on.
Cool.
Okay, guys, so that's the target. Everybody's backup accounts are important too, because first of all, there's haters out there that'll report you. Every time I've ever been reported, it was either AI made a mistake, or in one instance, it was a hater that thought that a conversation that had nothing to do with them was about them, and that somehow, even if the conversation was about them, a criticism of art is somehow hate speech. So we are dealing with people on here that aren't rational. So do what you can, work hard. Moose said, Taylor Swift said it, that haters gonna hate. Right on. So go support Bob's backup account, support Chad's backup account, follow and all the folks in the chat. Thank y'all for being in here. We appreciate y'all. Y'all been here for a while if you're still here. Appreciate it. Chad Rev Art, y'all. No show this week, but he'll be back around. Look for us on Flow States. Bob Not So Ross has got some amazing shit coming, and we'll be doing as much with him as we can. And the Gin Project, you'll be able to find me with SA Artistries on Saturday, and maybe we'll take over a Thursday spot or something like that. But thank you, Johnny Ray. Thank you, Nightmare. We love you. Enigma, appreciate you. Moose, thank you for sticking with us to the end. SA Artistries. Who else have we got in here?
Hey,
right,
catch the Gin this weekend. He's going to be putting out content and maybe going live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I forgot about that. Yes.
How do you forget your own plug?
Don't forget that. You guys, make sure your notifications are on. We'll put content up if there's going to be a certain time. But he's not there for TikTok. He's there for real life stuff. So whatever he's able to squeeze out for you guys, that's what you get. Tune in. Stay tuned. Have a good day.
Because Petra is going to be the featured artist there, and we're going to keep it that way.
What's up, John? Thanks for coming in.
Much love, all y'all. Appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for all the thousands or tens of thousands of likes. Appreciate y'all. Amazing. Hope you had a good day today. If you're not, I hope it gets better for you soon. We always leave a door open. Much love, y'all.
Later, home.